So let's go ahead and dive in. And guys, as we go through, shoot questions my way. But what this call is going to be about, and I've got some water here with me, so if you see me drinking water, this is water, right? There's spring water, nothing fancy in the bottle. But this call is going to be about how to attract local investors, how local investors can attract sellers, buyers, and tenants leveraging the internet through inbound marketing. We didn't coin the term inbound marketing. It's something that has been tossed around over the past couple of years, and I'll teach you guys what inbound online marketing is, why I've been doing it ever since actually I started generating leads online. This would have been back in 2007. And there was no term called inbound marketing back then as far as I knew, but that's just where I kind of cut my teeth and learned how to generate leads online in the real estate space. And we're using inbound marketing in the real estate space, and I do consulting for a couple of really large companies. So the largest company this year, they'll do about $500 million, and we do a lot of inbound marketing for them. And the cool thing is, it's a lot of the stuff is the exact same stuff I'm going to teach you guys tonight that you guys can apply as a real estate investor, that we have applied into InvestorCarrot. And whether you're an InvestorCarrot member or not, I know there's a bunch of InvestorCarrot members on here. I'm going to be teaching you guys a ton of awesome stuff that you can apply. If you have a website, awesome. You can apply this stuff on your current existing website. You just have to connect with your web guy or hack through it yourself if you know how to do the HTML stuff. If you don't have a website, awesome. I'm going to show you guys how to get one up quickly and how to make it so it works really well for you. But either way, we're going to be diving in and providing a ton of value here. So let me go ahead and launch this presentation. I think I'm actually going to lose some of my video here while I launch the presentation, but I'm going to pop back out here and there and answer questions as we get through, and I'll answer questions at the end as well. But I'm inside of my office, and we're actually out of beautiful Roseburg, Oregon. I'm going to show you guys kind of how we ended up migrating here. But here's my office in our headquarters. You can see my whiteboard over there, a bunch of carrots over there. Across the hall, Jake on my team, his office, Jen is over there. And then Chris and Aaron and the rest of the team were in office yesterday. But that's a really cool environment. And I'm going to tell you guys kind of what I'm passionate about behind Carrot, and how you guys can hopefully get insanely passionate about something in your business, something in your life as well. So anyway, guys, let's dive in. So first of all, thank you guys for coming in, and let's do this really quick. I always like doing this to try to kind of find out, cool, to try to kind of find out where people are from. So I know that there's some Oregon people in here. Cool. Yeah, guys. So we got someone from Kim, awesome, from Atlanta. David from Miami. Awesome, David. I've been hearing your name pop around a lot lately, so I'm looking forward to connecting with you. David's out of Miami. DC, Williamsburg, Chicago, Miami again. So Garcia Peter, North Atlanta, a few more Atlantas, Wisconsin, Portland. So Larry, awesome, man, a fellow Oregonian. Were you able to make it when I was up in Portland and did that talk last on June 5th? Cool, David. Yeah, Aaron has been saying a lot of awesome things about you, man. So really looking forward to connecting with you. Charlotte, Sacramento, San Francisco, all over the place, guys. So we've got people from every corner of the country. Milwaukee, Oregon. Bill, awesome, man. I see your name pop around all the time. Roy, and we've got Carrot customers on here, so it's gonna be a really cool mixed group. And I'm really excited, guys, about not just about obviously what we do at Carrot, but one thing that's been really fun over the past 6 months as we've really been growing this company is building community. And it's as fun as heck. And this is our first webinar to the entire Carrot community, people who are not even, people who aren't Carrot customers even, because we have weekly live mastermind calls for Carrot customers, but we haven't been doing a whole lot of open trainings for people who are not yet Carrot customers. So we're gonna start doing these more often. We're gonna start doing these probably at least once a month, where you can dive on and see some of the new things, some of the new test data that we've gotten that's helping websites convert higher, see some of the new data that we've gathered from being able to aggregate tens of thousands of visits a month between buyers, sellers, private lenders, and then we can figure out the data behind it and find out what's working best to get sellers, what's working best to get buyers. And oftentimes, guys, it's the stuff that is not what I expect. And so we're going to keep on sharing that stuff as part of the Carrot community. And of course, for people who are Carrot members, we dive in more detailed on that kind of stuff. This is going to be an awesome call tonight. And I thank you guys for being a part of this Carrot community, because it's what jazzes me up about what we do. And this is one of the most exciting parts of what we do. And actually, let me bounce out of here really quickly. Yeah, it looks like our webinar is actually full tonight, which is a bummer. we actually maxed out the webinar line. That's what Chris on my team just said. So one thing that's really exciting for me, guys, is right here we have this little software, because a lot of our team does not work here in the office every day. So we have this software in here, and it's called Slack, and it's one of the ways that we communicate. And we've got this thing called the Thread of Awesomeness, and this really helps us to further foster and create that Carrot community. And this is one of my favorite ways to do so. Is our whole team every single day, as we're getting new case studies, new testimonials, new great emails from people, we pile them in here so our whole team can see this stuff. And this is what keeps us going. So throughout tonight's webinar, any comments you guys have, if we're doing something right, pile it in there. We love to see it. I'm going to share it with the rest of the team. If you're a Carrot customer, I'd love to, and you haven't talked this in a while, I'd love to have you throw it through there, and so I can share it with the rest of our team. But you can see here's some right here. Someone talking about the leads that they've been getting, talking about our great support. I mean, you can go on and on about all this stuff. Every single day we get these things going into our Thread of Awesomeness. And my goal for tonight is to add 10 more things to this Thread of Awesomeness so the rest of the team can see, and can really get excited about what we're doing as a team. Because sometimes, like Chris, he's our technology guy, it's really easy to get caught behind the scenes and not seeing what real good that we're doing for customers. Here's Michael just got a deal, a bunch of funding, all kinds of stuff. So that is my goal for tonight, guys, is to get 10 extra things that I can add to this Thread of Awesomeness. And I really want you guys to pile in some great feedback for tonight if you feel the value's there. So this right here, guys, is why I do what I do. And actually, it's kind of funny. I put together this presentation a few weeks ago, actually. I've been really avoiding, mainly because it's not our business plan, but I've been avoiding going out and doing any speaking. It's not what I do. It's not my business plan. We're a software company. We're not a real estate education firm, although we do have a lot of education for our members in the back end. But what really makes my heart sing, this is why I do what I do with Carrot. This is why I do what I do here in our offices at my Entrepreneur Co-workspace I'm sitting in. And my whole mission in life right now is to inspire an entrepreneur in every family and create simple but crazy effective tools, support, motivation, and the inspiration to help entrepreneurs focus on doing the things that make your heart sing. And I first heard that quote, what makes your heart sing? I heard that several months back. And whenever people would talk to me about, what are you passionate about? And I'd always ask people that as well. And I would say, hey, what are you passionate about? And it's really, for some reason, the word passion is this word that really gets, it's hard to answer it, and when people would be asking me what I'm passionate about, for some reason, it would be these surface level answers. And then someone asked me, they said, what makes your heart sing? And that right there is a totally different feeling. It's a totally different answer. And this is what makes my heart sing, is inspiring people, inspiring entrepreneurship, because I know how entrepreneurship can affect people. I know how entrepreneurship can affect families. I know how entrepreneurship can affect communities. And we're doing this big time here in Roseburg, Oregon right now. And that's what makes me excited. Whenever I think about someone stepping out of their job, or someone who's doing something that they're just not loving, and this is your one and only life that you've got, and then they finally grab a hold of what they're passionate about, what makes their heart sing, and they do that. That's what makes me excited as heck, and that's what makes my heart sing. And like I said, I'm really passionate about inspiring entrepreneurship. And so a really quick little thing before we dive into the training tonight, because this is what I'm passionate about. This is part of my life's mission, is to spread entrepreneurship. But I'm really passionate about inspiring entrepreneurship. And in 2010, I launched something called the Loft Entrepreneur Workspace. And that's what I'm out of right now. It's a big old 8,000 square foot spot here in rural Roseburg, Oregon, small town. And it's really become a hub of entrepreneurship. And then the same year, we started the Young Entrepreneur Society. And it started with two guys, me and another guy sitting across the street, actually. drinking a beer, and we said, you know what, there's got to be other young people like us who want to make stuff happen, who want to make a difference. And it started with 2 of us 4 years ago. Now there's over 170 some odd people in the Young Entrepreneur Society here locally. We get 50 to 60 people showing up every single month for our meetups, and we're really inspiring a lot of people. So these are just some pictures just to give you a snapshot of where I'm working out of. So this is the Loft Entrepreneur Workspace. This is where Carrot actually is based in Roseburg, Oregon, and I'm just really excited. So that's where I'm sitting right now, is in my office. That's one thing that is an outlet for me, and that's one of our missions behind why Carrot even exists, because we're able to grow a great company and hopefully inspire more people, and also, of course, give great tools. So just some things that we've been doing at the Loft, and I would love to try to help as many people, whether you're a Carrot member or not. I'd love to try to help as many people find what you're passionate about, and help you have that outlet. And we have a lot of trainings for our Carrot members on mindset, on blasting through limiting beliefs, on my productivity process with sticky notes. I can show you that here in a bit. But we do workshops here too. We have our Beer Thursdays. So if any of you are ever in Oregon or traveling through Roseburg, Oregon, so we're about 2.5 hours south of Portland, right on I-5. Every Thursday at 4 o'clock, we have Beer Thursdays, and it's a bunch of marketing mastermind kind of stuff. And this is a picture from one of our Beer Thursdays. But we get anywhere between like 5 people to 15 to 20 people sometimes. Really small group, but that's just something we enjoy. If you're coming through, hit me up on email, and we can connect on that. And we have some good events down here in Roseburg. I'm part of our local angel investment network, and we've been investing in companies and really getting some eyeballs pulled toward Roseburg. And that's the stuff that charges me up. And Carrot, like I said, is a huge part of my personal mission. And the team that we're building is why we're making that happen. And like I said, we're building the best product, best support, best education we can to help people do the things that make their hearts sing. Because we know there's so many people out there who want to advance their business, who want to use the internet, but are just not technical people. You're not technical, or you don't have the time to do it. And rather than trudging through doing all this stuff, we are providing great tools, great education, so you can do more of the things that make your heart sing and less of the things that bog you down. So tonight, guys, I'm going to dive into some of the most important lessons, data, and actions that you can take that we've learned in generating a lot of leads online. And there's no informational tease here. It's not like I've got a book of secrets to sell you. I don't have a home study course to sell you tonight. I'm not gonna like hold back some of this stuff and then say, hey, you have to pay $1,000 to get the whole course. We're a software company. We are not an education company. We do have education that helps people get better results, but we're a software company. So there's no incentive for us to not tell you everything that we know, okay? Because we know that when people have all the information that they need, then you tend to stay with our software longer, right? Or you tend to get better results. So that's why we make everything really affordable, awesome support. And I'm just going to tell you everything that I can tell you during this time tonight, because we've got about 90 minutes. I'm going to answer as many questions as I can at the end, but I'm going to show you some really cool stuff. So before we dive into some actionable things that you can do tonight, and I just got a message from Chris on my team once again that the webinar actually filled up, and that's a problem on my end, because it looks like we didn't jack up the webinar capacity as high as it could go, because we had an insanely great turnout tonight. So that's lesson number 1, guys. On our calls, make sure that you show up to the webinar, show up early, get your spot before they fill up, because this did fill up. And that's not a scarcity plug. The darn thing filled up because it's just maxed out what we had allotted here. So I'm in Oregon. Of course, there's people from all over the country on here. And the real estate market has changed, obviously, a lot over the past several years. So you can see on that chart, this is just in Portland, Oregon, on housing inventory. You can see during the uptick, housing inventory was very low and the market was hot. It was insanely high right around the turn, because people could not get loans, tons of foreclosures, all kinds of stuff. People could not sell houses. Inventory slowly shrunk down, and this is pretty indicative to a lot of markets in the U.S. And you can see inventory bump back up. Some foreclosures were released to the market, but in general, all around the country, inventory is shrinking down. And this is an article from June 2nd. Some writers here up in Oregon are saying, is flipping back in Portland. And their answer to that was yes. And there were some studies shown with all kinds of things happening. So here's kind of a wacky picture from Realty Track. And these are from some of the bigger markets in the country showing home flipping patterns. And even if you're not a house flipper, guys, I'm going to show you some awesome stuff. This call is not about house flipping, okay? This call is about generating leads online. So if you're looking for tenants, if you're doing note deals, so if you're buying or selling notes, you need that kind of stuff. But all applies. So you're going to be able to use this stuff on your websites to generate more leads. But so as an example, because I know a lot of people on here are wholesalers or flippers, it's been all over the place with flipping patterns. Okay, so you can see on that going left to right, home flips as a percent of total sales. In 2012, there were a lot of flips as a percentage of sales. It was upwards toward 9, 10, 11%. But you can see now everything is kind of converging as the market's tightening. Okay, prices are starting to go back up in some places, but things are tightening toward this more more consistent market again. And here's another thing from Realty Track. This actually came out first quarter of this year, and they're showing that more flipping, bigger profits, less time. So they're showing less time on market. The profit margins on deals, they're showing, according to their data anyway, is going up. So that's really, really promising. So if you're wholesaling flipping houses, the profit margins are still there. So don't let people tell you that flipping is done because you know the big foreclosure rush is gone. Okay, it's just going to take a little bit of a shift in strategy. And here's something from Realty Track again: the formula for flipping profits: buy low, sell high. And of course, that's an obvious thing, but they're showing once again this data. The profits are still really, really solid. Okay. The discounts are still really, really good. So you can see right there, the average purchase discount below market in 2011 was 8%. Now it's 13% around there. So in 2014, once again, some of the hot markets, so Tampa, Florida, and some of those other ones, Phoenix, you guys saw double-digit appreciation. Portland, Oregon saw double-digit appreciation this past year. And now 2014, those appreciation numbers, people are saying, are going to shrink down a little bit. So you're going to have to get more creative with how you get leads, with how you find your sellers, with how you find your buyers. So if you're out there doing a lot of postcards and you want to try to get more leads, you've got to start expanding how you're doing it. And online marketing, using inbound marketing, is a great way to do that. And here's another thing: fewer homes flipped in the first quarter, says Realty Track, but gross profit per flip rises 30%. So once again, home flipping is extremely alive. So if you're in the flipping business, rehab, wholesaling, the profits are there. There's less deals to be had, which means you got to work harder and or smarter to get those deals. And the internet's a great way to do it. And here's just some things in my neck of the woods. I grabbed some more data from Realty Track. And this is showing Q1 versus Q1 of 2013. So there's a lot less foreclosures now, which we all know. So a lot of the bank stuff isn't going to be coming out as much. But the ROI is still solid. There's 128 flips in Clackamas County alone in I think was this all of last year or Q1. Right there, a lot, right? So 7 flips, not a lot in Benton County, but you get the idea, guys. There's a lot of flipping going on here in Oregon, and Oregon is not a hot flipping market. So if you're in one of those hot markets, your numbers are going to look a lot different. So on the flip side, guys, I'm not a home flipper. So I know there's a lot of people on this call who also probably are not home flippers. Okay, so once again, this call is not a house flipping call. This call is an inbound marketing call. So if you're into rental properties, let's say, right now is a great time to be in rental properties, of course, because vacancy rates in a lot of markets around the country are really, really low. In Portland, as an example, the vacancy rate is at 3.4%, right in that 3% range, which is crazy low, which means rents are going up, okay? Rents are going up. More people are building properties now. And of course, everything goes in a cycle. So probably 7, 8 years down the road, there's probably going to be a higher vacancy rate. People are going to pull back, 10 years down there, people are going to pull back and stop building as much. And then it's going to come back again. So all things go in cycles. But if you're in the rental market where you want to be, if you can find properties and build them or buy them that still net you what you need to net, now is an awesome time to do it. And you guys need to be getting tenants for them. And inbound marketing is a great way to do that. So introducing the InvestorCarrot inbound online marketing system. And I call it that. I call it the InvestorCarrot inbound online marketing system, not because we have this thing called that for sale. It's because that's just what we have done, and that's what our members are doing. They're using inbound marketing and using the internet. And this really relies on concentrating on 2 core things with your online lead generation. And really, it's two things and two things only. And it seems really simple, but it's traffic and conversion, right? So if you get traffic, which is people going to your website, and you're able to convert that traffic to a lead, and obviously the higher the conversion rate, the more leads you get, the better you're going to be doing with your lead generation. So I'm going to show you a couple tips on traffic tonight that you guys can go back to your own websites and tweak them if you have your own websites. If you don't have websites, we'll show you how to get one. And I'm going to show you guys some tips on conversion and some really, really cool things that are things I can guarantee that even most of the people who are insanely advanced on this call, I'm guaranteeing that some of these tips, most of you have probably not even heard of these, okay? But these are things that are working insanely well. Our Carrot members know about them because they're being put to use in their sites, but it's really, really cool stuff. We've got a ton of data behind to support that it works. And like, so we're going to look at ways to leverage inbound marketing by increasing the traffic to your website or getting a website up in the first place and making your website convert visitors to leads at a higher rate. So as soon as you have questions, guys, write them down. I'm going to pop over here and let's see here. Yeah. How young am I? I'm 31, so I'll be 32 in a week actually. So as you guys have questions, write them down. So pop them into the questions panel because I am going to answer questions here later. And to answer the age question, age really bogged me down initially. I thought I was too young when I first got started investing. This is in 2004, so a decade ago, which is kind of crazy. That's when I bought my first apartment building. But if there's any young people on this call, use youth to your advantage, okay? Because real estate investment has nothing to do with age, nothing at all. It's all between our ears. It's how confident we are going out there and getting stuff done. If you're 89 years old, go out there and get deals done. Nothing to do with age, okay? Everything to do with being confident, going out there, being persistent, and making stuff happen. So as you have questions, go through them. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, guys. I just want to dive in and get the content going. But I'm, of course, the founder of InvestorCarrot, but I've got a great team behind me. I've generated a lot of leads online. And I love all kinds of outdoor stuff, traveling, mountain biking, hanging with my wife and kids. And we have a little baby girl on the way in September. We have no clue what her name's going to be. We have not found any names that either one of us halfway agree on yet. So if any of you guys have any cool names, shoot them through there. But my quick story: grew up in Klamath Falls, graduated down there, went to college, moved up to Portland. That's where I started diving in and generating leads and learning how to generate leads. Okay. After that, we were there for about 3 years, moved down to where we are now in Roseburg. And when I was up in Portland, I took on a consulting gig for a mortgage company that my uncle worked for. And this consulting gig was kind of a glorified job. But what I was doing was I was helping this mortgage company and to get leads, obviously for loans. And we were going out there and we would have lead lists. So we were buying lists, and I would pick up the phone and call people. I would be picking up the phone and calling people on Craigslist. So I was going to FSBOs. I was going all down the for sale by owner and calling people on Craigslist, because what we were doing was, if we could connect them with a real estate agent, that meant we were driving the real estate agent leads, and hopefully they would give us a loan leads. And so I got really good at picking up the phone and calling. And I hated it though. You know, I was making dozens of phone calls a day, just cold calls, asking people essentially if you need a loan. And that's like the worst thing to do. And there's a lot of people in real estate investing who are going out there knocking on doors and you doing all kinds of stuff. That stuff works. I'm not going to say it does not work. It works. But there's just, that's not what I wanted to do. That's not what works for me. Okay. I did not want to be sitting there all day long, picking up the phone and making cold calls. So what we did, you know, after hundreds of cold calls and FSBO ads, sending out a lot of postcards and doing a lot of networking, I wanted to put that little sign on my wall and every day to start to bang my head there, because I felt like I was hitting a brick wall. I was calling people all the time, doing all these marketing activities that I knew worked, but they were just things that were not up my alley. It wasn't fun, and it wasn't as productive as it could be. So I thought there's got to be a better way, and then I found the internet. So this would have been in 2005 that I really found the internet and discovered you can actually do stuff online and kind of grow a business. So this is the first website I ever put up that was for one of my own companies, and this is when I thought that I wanted to flip homes. Okay, at that time I had already owned some rental properties. I thought that I wanted to flip homes here, so I got a website up online. This is the actual website. You can see some of the pictures are missing in the screenshot, but this is the actual website that I set up in the Portland area. And I started to learn how to get leads. I started to learn how to do some search engine optimization, how to use Craigslist, and how to kind of convert things. And you can see this website is crazy looking, and things have advanced a long time since then. And we've tested a lot of stuff. And I got really great, like I said, at getting leads and getting rankings. So for my own apartment buildings, I put up websites using InvestorCarrot, and I get leads through them. So now that's when I really discovered the internet. And like I said, through lots of trial and error and lots of money and a ton of time, I've generated a lot of leads online over the past 6 years, a little over 80,000 real estate related leads. So buyers, sellers, private lenders, stuff like that, online, and spent over $30,000. And that was a guess, over 2,000 hours. I was just totally guessing, but that's a guess, probably a conservative guess of how much time I've spent testing, tracking, honing the skill, really trying to figure out how to get this online lead generation thing down. And since we're limited on time, I'm going to go over five of the things that I've learned that work to get more leads using the internet by attracting buyers, sellers, tenants to my website. So does that sound cool, guys? I'm going to dive into you guys 5 specific things you can do tonight. Anyone can do it. If you have a web guy, you're going to have to pay the web guy to do this stuff for you. If you don't have a web guy, you're gonna have to hack through the code yourself to do it. I know for me, which is one of the reasons we created InvestorCarrot, was actually for myself. Sometimes I'd be up until 1 and 2 in the morning hacking away at a web page because I didn't have the money to pay someone $1,000 to build it for me. So I was Googling like how to change the color of this button in HTML. And then I was hacking through it, and it would take me 6 hours to change this darn color because I'm not a coder. I'm not a very technical guy. I know enough to get me in trouble. So if you are not a technical guy, you either need to find someone who can implement this stuff for you, or of course, InvestorCarrot's a great option. But first of all, guys, what the heck is inbound marketing? Here's a little graphic that I found online, and it's a really good representation of it. So the inbound marketer and the outbound marketer, and really, I'm not bashing outbound marketing at all because outbound marketing is insanely effective. I know some people who love postcards, and they're just using the heck out of postcards, and they're getting great results, and they don't do anything online. That's just their niche. That's what they like. I know people who were doing postcards, hated it because they're getting a bunch of phone calls from people yelling at them for like, why are you sending me stuff? I don't need to sell my house. And they decided that inbound marketing was better. And one of our customers, actually, Brittany Bowling in Baltimore, we have a video of her where she walks through what she used to be doing and how she actually started closing multiple deals. She's closed 3 or 4 deals this year already once she switched to inbound marketing. But with inbound marketing, basically, it's kind of a two-way communication street. Okay, it's not just us sending something out to someone hoping that they're going to reply back. Customers actually come to you, and that's the beautiful thing about inbound marketing. Is I'm not barraging someone with messages hoping that someone will grab onto it. I'm getting in front of people when they're looking for a solution to their problem, and they're coming to me. So we're actually providing value in the proposition. And the cool thing is, like I said, since they're coming to me, there's very low resistance. There's more trust built in from the start because you're not out there, sending a postcard to someone hoping that they're going to grab onto it, and then you've got to then, of course, build that relationship. But like I said, outbound marketing, guys, insanely effective. Inbound marketing is as well. It's just really what fits you in your business. And so what inbound marketing is, the inbound marketing flow essentially is at the top, you've got to first get found, right? So someone goes to Google, someone goes to Yahoo, Bing, YouTube, Craigslist, whatever it is, and they're looking for a solution to their problem. So they could be typing, need to sell my house fast in Miami, sell my house fast Miami, we buy houses Miami, sell house without a real estate agent Miami, whatever it is that they're typing. And whatever's showing up there at the top of the search rankings, whether it's paid ads or SEO, and I know that there's people on this call, David actually, who's on this call, he's getting insanely great results with his website and service. I'm really looking forward to talking to you, David, once again, because he's got insanely great rankings on a national level. And those guys are generating a lot of leads because they're in front of people when they're Googling for these problems. So that's step one, is you've got to get the traffic. And once you get the traffic, you get them onto your website. Then comes step two, where we've got to start to convert them. And according to the National Association of Real Estate Realtors, 69% of people who take action on a real estate brand website begin their research with a local term. So, as an example, Houston homes for sale, or sell my house fast, Houston. Okay, so that's one key. I'm going to show you guys a tip on how to leverage this key here in a second. But what a lot of sellers and buyers are doing is they're going to Google and they're looking for local based searches. How to sell my house fast in Houston. Okay, or sell house fast Houston, sell my house fast Houston, a whole array of different types of phrases. Um, and if you don't care about generating leads online, and I've talked with a lot of people who are like, you know what, I do awesome just with my postcards. I do awesome with, with my online, with my offline marketing. Why do I need a website? So my answer to that is there's a lot of studies that have been shown. Here's one study right here. 81% of people research online before making big purchases. Okay, so that's a huge, vast majority of everyone. And I think you can consider buying a house, investing in a house, selling a big house, selling a house. That's a big transaction. Okay, so if you don't have a website and someone sent you send them a postcard, or they saw a bandit sign, they call you up, you go and talk with them. Let's say they're not ready to do a deal right then. What are they going to do? They're going to go to Google. They're going to start Googling your name. They're going to try to find out about you. And if you don't have a website up, and if you're not building credibility on that website, then you're losing credibility in their eyes. So even if you don't care about generating leads online, you need to have a website up at least to build trust and credibility. Okay. And you need to rank well for the name of your company. Or like a lot of people say, you don't exist if you don't exist online. So I'm really hammering this in because this is data, guys. This is hard and fast data that people do research online now. Like I was in Home Depot a few weeks ago looking at flooring, and on my iPhone, I was sitting there Googling reviews on the different types of flooring. So that wasn't even a big purchase. It's just what people are doing now. So every day people are raising their hands for help by going to Google and searching for solutions to their problems. They need to buy a house. They need to sell their house fast. They need to get better returns with their properties. They need to rent a property. Okay. And who would like to be in that position where people reach out to you and ask you for help? I hope you kind of raise your hand behind the screen or put a quick yes in there. But hopefully everyone would want to be. Hopefully everyone would want to be in that position where people reach out to you and ask for help, rather than you having to continually go to people and hope that they grab onto your marketing message. Okay. So just to kind of back that up, there's a lot of people searching. I just pulled this data a few days ago. This is just in Portland, Oregon alone. Like I said, this is not this massive market. So just with these three keywords that I pulled in there, at 80 people a month, just in these three keywords, 80 people a month were searching these phrases. In all of the seller searches that we had looked at, the motivated type seller searches, there's about 610 searches a month just in the Portland metro area. Okay, so that's 610 people a month who are needing or wanting to sell their home, going to Google. And this is just in Google. This does not count Bing or Yahoo. Okay, so they're going to Google and they're looking for a solution to sell their home. If you're able to get in front of those people, how many deals would you have to do every year to make it worthwhile for you to spend a little bit of time on a website? Probably not a whole lot. Okay, so the second part of inbound marketing, like I said, is conversion. So once someone gets to your website, then you've got to convert that person into a lead. So if they're a seller, they land there. You've got to obviously compel them to put in their information so you can learn about them and buy their property. If they're a buyer, a cash buyer, then you need to get them on your cash buyer list. And here's a quick little screenshot of a cash buyer squeeze page we've developed. We've tested a lot of them. We're testing 3 different versions right now with our members. And for some reason, this page, I'm going to show you guys here later, this page is converting way higher than any other version. It's the plain one. It's plain Jane. It's not fancy. I wish fancy and good design pages converted higher, but oftentimes it's the counterintuitive ones. And this one across the board, depending on the traffic source, it's converting between 26 and 46% of cash buyers to leads. Okay, really, really cool stuff. So I'm going to show you guys 5 simple to implement website hacks to increase traffic and conversions, and also increase credibility at the same time for you. So step 1, guys, is, and this is a pretty basic one, but this is one that I would say probably 7 out of 10 people, they get wrong on their website, but it's one of the quickest things to fix. Okay, and that's why we're starting here. So if you already know this tip, awesome, but this is probably one of the biggest search engine optimization levers that anyone can make if you're wanting to have a better chance of ranking well. So the big tip, before I show you the tip, first of all, what is search engine optimization? And here's kind of the fancy official definition of SEO. But search engine optimization is the process of affecting the visibility of a website or a web page in a search engine's natural or unpaid organic search results. Okay, so in general, the earlier or higher ranked on the search engine results, the more frequently a site appears in the search engine results, the more visitors will see it from they'll see it. Okay, so let's break it down into simple terms. So these are everyday terms. So basically, by giving Google and the other search engines out there, Yahoo, Bing, what they want to see, Google will reward you with higher search engine rankings. Okay, and Google gives you the tools to find out exactly what you need to do to get the traffic that'll turn into customers for you. It's really not rocket science. It's kind of a matter of knowing what to do and having the right tools to help you do it. Okay, so if you can rank higher in Google for phrases that people are actually typing in, so sellers, if there's a phrase that 200 sellers a month are typing in, if you can rank in the top 3, you're going to get traffic and you're going to get leads from that if you have a website that converts well. And the reason that I personally love search engine optimization, like I'm saying, guys, I'm not saying that this is the only way to generate leads. There's a lot of other ways to generate leads. But the reason that I love SEO and inbound marketing so much, and that's why I have based a lot of my own businesses' growth off of this stuff, is because with SEO, according to the study by HubSpot, the lead to customer close ratio, and this is not just in real estate, this is in all kinds of different businesses. The lead to customer close ratio percentage with search engine optimization is much, much, much higher than pay-per-click. It's much higher than referrals. It's much higher than social media. It's about 10, what is that? About 7 times higher than outbound marketing. So the conversion rate of someone who lands on your website from search engine optimization is a lot higher because they're the one doing the search. They found you. They're seeking help out from you. They're asking you for help. Okay, but it's not that you're sending out a blast of 10,000 letters and you're trying to get someone to engage you. Okay, that does work great once again, but I really love SEO. So this could be, if you're already doing letters and they're working great for you, think about adding inbound marketing into your mix to add in a great resource for you. Okay, and the reason why they close so much better is once again because they are coming to you and there's less resistance. They're asking you for help, okay, rather than the other way around. So the way that people mess up their SEO, this is the main easiest to change thing. Now I'm going to take you all online. I'm going to show you guys some stuff, but the easiest thing that you can change in your website is what's called a title tag. I'm going to bounce out of here really quick. Has anyone heard of a title tag in SEO? Okay, cool. Yes, there's some people who have, a lot of people have not. Okay, so that's awesome. So a title tag is essentially this little thing. It's really quick and easy to update if you know how to, or you can have your web guy update it. But basically, it's one of the first things that Google looks at when they look at a website to determine what that website is about and how it should be ranked in their search rankings, okay? And the biggest mistake most people make when they ask me to look at their website is their title tag is usually something like ABC Properties, right? It's the name of their company usually. And since the title tag is one of the first things that Google looks at to determine what your website is about, if your title tag says ABC Properties, Google initially goes, okay, this website's about ABC Properties, and they dig into the content more and see if there's something in there that's different enough to tell them otherwise. So this will work great if you're wanting to rank your webpage for the name of your company, which you probably do. But it's not going to do you any good at all in attracting seller leads, buyer leads, stuff like that, okay? So this right here is something that some people will do, and this also is a mistake. It's not going to get you the effectiveness that you need. Some people will go, they'll put something like discount homes or home buyers and then dash the name of their company, right? But that's too broad. And like I showed you before on one of the previous slides, research has shown that most people put in their location in a search, okay? So rather than make it broad, let's target it down, like sell my house fast Baltimore, okay? Sell my house fast in Baltimore, whatever it is. So rather than just home buyers dash the name of your company, put in a phrase that people are actually searching. And we actually have a free SEO keyword Bible. I think many of you on this call probably have it already, and I can give you guys a link to it that gives you a bunch of keyword phrases. We've done some research, and we're giving you a bunch of keyword phrases that we know sellers, buyers, and private lenders are typing in. Then all you have to do is just kind of put your location there at the end of it, and you'll be more optimized than you probably are now. So really quickly, let me bounce out of here, go to the internet once again, and let me bounce into, I'm just going to go to, let's see, here's one right here. You go over here. So this is a member's website right here. Okay, you can see a bunch of leads. This is a motivated seller website. 113 seller leads there. There's another 44. And then here's our two-step process. I'm going to show you guys what this two-step process is and why it works so darn well. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. I'm going to go into a home page of their website. And if you use WordPress, your format for doing this is going to be very similar. So pay attention. Or if you have a web guy that does this for you, tell the web guy on your motivated seller site, change my title tag to, sell my house fast in the name of the city, or sell your house fast in the name of your city, and then dash the name of your company. Okay, that'll be a lot more effective. So I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to go in here to the home page. And the way that an InvestorCarrot member would change the title tag, and like I said, it's somewhat similar if you're using WordPress. We've just made it simpler. Is you'll come down. In ours, it's something. It's called SEO title. Okay, so you can see right here, this title tag for this website is "Sell Your Baltimore House Fast" and the phone number. And this is working really, really great for Brittany as an example. So I'm just going to do. Sell my Baltimore House Fast. I think she's ranking well for this. So she's ranking #1 there. And then she's got her video right there. You can see Google is telling me that people are searching this stuff, okay? Because it's showing up as a suggested search. So We Buy Houses Baltimore, she's #1 there. That's her video there. So basically, guys, you guys can see her title tag is very descriptive. It has the location in it, and it's phrases that people are actually typing in. Okay, so that's tip 1, guys. Crazy, crazy simple. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably, hopefully, have already done that. Cool. Yeah, Michael, I'll give you guys the link at the end, okay, to that keyword guide. But that's step 1, okay, is get your title tag right. If you don't have your title tag right, you're really starting off at a big disadvantage on the search engine optimization side of things. So what you need to do is you need to go to your web guy and say, hey, here's this keyword phrase. I know sellers or buyers or whatever are typing this in. Put your location at the end of it. Make that your title tag. And then you could do like Brittany did, where it's got dash her phone number, or you could do dash your company name, whatever. Okay, that's going to give you a big bump over and above what you're probably doing now if you're not optimized. And that's the #1 thing that people are doing wrong in SEO. Now, there's a ton of things that go with search engine optimization. So I don't have time to go into that stuff today. There's entire trainings and entire, hours and hours of calls on that kind of stuff. But like I said, the things that you'll do is you'll update your title tag with that. You'll update your description. So that's the thing that actually shows up in a Google search. So a lot of people don't know that you can actually dictate what this says in a Google search. So ask your web guy to let you update that so it has a keyword phrase in it. In Carrot, it's really easy, it just shows right there. Okay, so update that title tag. Just get that done. It can be quick and easy for you. And then right here, let me launch this puppy live here. So once you get that title tag right, now the second is, are you using those keywords right? And once again, if you're not an SEO expert, you do not have to be. You just need to find the people, the resources, or tools that can help it make it easier for you. So hire a web guy who's a good SEO person. Use something like InvestorCarrot that makes it easier, whatever it is. But your pages should have a good mix of your keyword phrases, pictures, and should be structured so Google likes it. And in InvestorCarrot anyway, we have a tool that walks you through your content on your page, and we do it color-coded. Green, you've got the stuff good. All the stuff that's red, you need to work on it. And our system tells you what you need to do. And you go do those things, update it, save it. It'll slowly move all that stuff into orange, into yellow, into green. Then you've got an optimized page. So there's tools out there, guys. You just need to tap into those tools to help make it easy for you, so you do not have to become an SEO expert or pay someone $2,000, $3,000 a month to do it. Okay. And here's a quick little note from Brittany. I mentioned her before, but really, really cool seeing things like this, because it says, it took her a bit over a month to get any rankings popping up in the first few pages in Google, but then she started applying this training, which we've got in our system. I'm going to show you guys at the end. And I started getting a couple leads a week. Then within about 5 or 6 months, I was ranked on page 1 for several terms in Baltimore. Now I'm ranked number 1 or number 2 on all my main keywords in Baltimore area. I get on average 25 to 30 seller leads a month. And I've closed 4 deals in the past 90 days and 2 set to close this month. This was back in February. And since then, it's really cool. I see her on Facebook, and she's closed 2 or 3 deals since then. 100% of her leads are from Carrot. 100% of it. And with a caveat to this, guys, she worked her butt off, okay? That she did not just join Carrot, throw up a website and let it fly. She worked her butt off for 2, 3, 4, 5 months. And she had to work through, this is just like a mindset shift that some people have to make. She had to work through all those times when she was not getting the leads, not getting the traction. And after a while, she got that traction because she followed what she said. She used the tool. And now her entire business is run off of Carrot leads. And she quit her job, had a baby a couple months ago. And it's really, really cool seeing stuff like that. So can SEO really work to get leads? Just really quick, I'm going to show you a couple things. This is a few weeks ago. Like I said, I use InvestorCarrot for tenant leads for my properties. So this is a lead that came in right there, 1 bedroom deal right there, one for 2 bedrooms. These are a couple days apart. Here's just a quick snapshot in my own inbox of just the leads that I get. And 100% of my leads for tenants are online anyway, are from Carrot through inbound marketing. And then the rest of them, of course, are from my property manager. So before we kind of dive to the next 4 tips, I was listening to a podcast, and this was actually when I was driving up to Portland. I was listening to a podcast, and I heard this quote that really, really struck me, because I'm always struggling with trying to find things that I should be doing in business and life. Okay, to trim out the stuff that it does not matter. And it's so easy to keep on jumping on top of new opportunities or jump on top of things and take on more workload. And there's this quote from Oprah Winfrey, and someone was interviewing her, and they asked her, "What's your number 1 secret to success in life?" And they were expecting this big, profound thing, whatever it was. And what Oprah said was, "I attribute my success to staying in my own lane." And I had to listen to it a couple times, okay? And staying in her own lane for her meant doing what she's great at, okay? She never would have made it from a local TV personality to a billionaire if she's not doing the things that she's good at, okay? If she had to build her first website and she was online Googling stuff and trying to hack it together to save a few bucks, she would not be where she is today. Okay, so she found what she's great at. She's insanely great at digging into people's stories, at being compassionate, at being genuine, and she's an insanely great interviewer, and she's really likable. That's what she stays in. Okay, I watched a show that walks through the making of her Oprah show before it went off the air, and she's got this entire team behind her. They make up the stories. Okay, Oprah just approves them. They do all the writing. They contact all the people. Okay, and the same thing needs to go for all of us, is you find out what you're great at and stay in your own lane. And the reason I'm saying this now is because I just brought up a search engine optimization topic, and I know most of you on here are not going to be SEO experts. Most of you on here are not techies, and it's just a bummer because a lot of people get caught up in letting that stuff stop them. Okay, so if you're great at negotiating deals, find every minute you can to spend in negotiating deals. If you're great at analyzing properties, find every minute you can at analyzing and finding properties, and find other people or other tools to do the other stuff that is not in your lane. And I can promise you, because I've been working in my own lane is more in the past year and a half than I have ever, and business has grown. It's been insanely great when you stay in your own lane. Okay, so if you're not a techie, guys, find a web guy who can do this stuff for you. Tell him to do these tips I'm telling you tonight, okay? And you go spend your time on the parts of investing that you're great at and you like. If you don't want to find a web guy, use a tool like Carrot, okay? It's a great tool that helps you stay in your own lane more so you can do the stuff that makes your heart sing, okay? That's what this is all about, guys. And that's why we do what we do at Carrot, is so you guys can spend less time doing stuff outside of your lane and more time inside of your lane doing the stuff that makes your heart sing. So step 2, and this is something a lot of people get wrong as well, and I can show you guys some examples online if you want to. But step 2 is, I've learned over the years, ask for the lead on every single page on your website. Okay, most people on their websites, they might have an opt-in box on their homepage and here or there, but then you dig in, you go to their contact page, you go here, you go there. you need to be asking for that lead everywhere. Okay, you don't have to have an opt-in box everywhere, but everywhere on the page you need to have a call to action. Okay, and once again, here's that lead page I showed you guys before inside of our system. This isn't too many visitors in this particular test when I took the screenshot, but it was converting pretty darn well, and that's because we give people places to go find a place to convert on the website. I'm going to show you guys an actual website today. I'm going to show you guys what you can do on your website. So here's some tips that go against the grain. Write some of these ones down. And once again, pass these off to your web guy to do. Or if you're going to hack away and waste away the midnight oil doing them yourself, awesome. But number one is drive people, especially sellers, to an engaging homepage, not a squeeze page. And this, guys, is totally against the grain of what most people are taught. Okay, most gurus teach people squeeze pages, squeeze pages, squeeze pages. They're the hottest things in sliced bread, right? And if you guys don't know what a squeeze page is, it's essentially a page like this one that I just showed you, a page that the only purpose of the page is to generate the lead. And on the traditional squeeze page, if someone is not ready to opt in right there right away to become a lead, then there's no other option for them. They leave. Okay. And we all know that the vast majority of people and the vast majority of squeeze pages, they might only convert at 10, 20, 30, 40% max most of the time. So that means you're leaving 90, 80, 70, 60% of all the traffic that has not opted in as a lead, and you'll probably never see them again. Okay, so drive people to an engaging homepage. And what we found is in all of our testing, and this isn't just with one website, and I know that a lot of you are going, well, shoot, that's not what I've been taught over the past 3 years. In all of our testing, we cannot get our squeeze pages or any squeeze pages we've tested to beat the conversion on our home pages. And I'm going to show you why that is here in a second. Okay, simple and plain stuff tend to convert higher than pretty design. Okay, so if you have a web guy who's really great with design, you might want to kick them to the curb if they're not also really great at conversion optimization. Okay, because great design oftentimes lowers the effectiveness of a website, and in most of the stuff we've tested, the plain and simple convert higher than the pretty stuff. And I'm going to show you guys some examples of this. And one thing that we've tested as well is make your opt-in buttons the same width as your form fields. I'm going to show you guys this. I'm going to pop out here. I'm going to dive online. I'm going to show you guys this. Make the opt-in buttons the same width as your form fields. And what we test, and I would suggest you guys test this yourselves, but we're continually doing tests for our customers to see what's working better. And in every test that we've ran, the orange color, the specific orange color is converting higher. Okay, and on average about a 13% improvement. So let me bounce out of here and show you guys some of this stuff. Okay, so let me go to this one right here. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is a good one. So I'm on a client's website, Cindy Buys Houses. So you can see the website's not fancy. We have some customers who do customize the heck out of their websites. A lot of people don't, and I would suggest that you don't. Just go in there and spend as little time as possible. Just tweaking it to make it a little more branded, because we're continually testing stuff, guys. And as we find stuff that converts better, we're trickling it down to your websites. But in here, what I mean by those tips that I was showing you before is our home pages, and this is why most gurus say to send people to squeeze pages, not home pages, because most home pages are not structured in a way to convert people at every turn. Okay, but you land on our home pages and they're structured in this particular way, and you guys can have your web guys do the same thing. Okay, so just say, hey, move this here, do that. So what we have first is we've treated the top of our home page like a squeeze page. Okay, so someone lands here and then immediately they're grabbed with this. They're grabbed with this arrow, and then it grabs them right here, and they're compelled to opt in. Okay, and a certain percentage of people will opt in right away. And I'm going to show you this really quick right here. This is called a heat map, and just a fancy term, guys. It's just fancy stuff. So this is a tool that we use on a continual basis to continually increase conversions, increase effectiveness on our websites and our customers. And with this heat map, this is of a motivated seller site. This is of Brittany's I showed you before. And what these little dots are essentially anywhere where a person, a web visitor, in this case a seller, a motivated seller of a house, is interacting on the page. Okay, and you can see clicks all over the place. The ones over here tend to be just people randomly clicking. But you can see a little hotspot there. You can see a hotspot there, contact, about. A lot of people going to testimonials, people going to the blog. But you can see right here, there's a certain percentage of people who are ready and willing to opt in right away. Okay, so that's why we put that at the top. We make our homepage a squeeze page. And this percentage of people are they're becoming a lead right now. They don't have to read any more content. Okay, but the majority of people are not ready to opt in right away. They're not ready to become a lead. They might need to be more comfortable with you, and you need to build more trust with them. So if you're driving sellers, especially just to a squeeze page, you're losing out on a ton of leads. I can tell you that for a fact. So what we do now is we engage them with more high quality content. We drag them down the page. We put in things that they can click. Okay, you see here's a link right here to learn about the process. We've discovered in our testing that's one of the main questions motivated sellers have that concerns them, that stops them from actually engaging with the website, is they're not sure about the process. So if you can show the process of how you invest on your website, we've already got that built into our carrot sites, then it's going to be easier. And now someone's reading down further and they're like, well, heck, I read that. I feel comfortable with it. I'm going to opt in down here now. So you can see here at the top, we have a place for someone to opt in. Those are for the hot people. They're ready to go right away. They come down here. Some people are clicking. They get down to the bottom. We're giving them a place to opt in right away. So there are people becoming a lead here. There's someone clicked the phone number, so they probably are getting ready to call. More resources there. They come down here. They're clicking down here. And you can see people are engaging the page. They go to the cash offer page. So like in this one right here, get a cash offer. They go here, and what is there? There's another place for them to become a lead. Okay, right there. You go over to the questions page. What is there? There's a place right here where if they click this banner over here, it's going to take them over to this page, which is another place where they can become a lead. Okay, and they're reading frequently asked questions. And if someone's digging that far into your website, they probably need more information to become comfortable with you. Okay, so what we've done is we've built in free report guides here. So this is another big tip. I didn't put it in here initially, but is to stop giving away free reports on your homepage as the main call to action. Too many people make a free report on how to sell your house fast or how to invest in real estate their main call to action there. Guys, if you're looking for motivated seller leads, your number one call to action needs to get the lead from them right away. Okay, and then second, as someone's digging into your website, if they're not ready to become a lead, they might want just some extra information. So that's where these squeeze pages, these lead pages come into play. Okay, now they're coming over here and they can download this free report. Okay, and they can come over here and now there's another place for them to opt in. There's another place asking for a free report. So does that make sense to you guys on how you can make a website more effective in converting higher? Click to the testimonial side of things. You can read testimonials right here, button right there for them to convert, phone number up top. Every single page, guys, should be minimum of one click away from a conversion, and every single page should have calls to action for sure. So awesome, Tom. Cool. Yeah, so Steven says the visual was dark, and yeah, that's just the way that heat maps work. So this right here, it has to be dark so it can show the bright spots on there. But yeah, the visual is dark because that's just the way that a heat map works. But yeah, guys, that's tip number 2. So get your web pages updated. So you're asking for the lead on every single page. Do not drive especially sellers to a squeeze page. We've tested almost every single time. It does not work better. Okay, if you can get a squeeze page converting higher than our homepage, I want to see it because we're wanting to improve things. I'm not saying ours is the best converting thing since sliced bread. We're always improving it. But with our test, we've not been able to beat our homepages because we engage people in so many different ways. If they're not ready to opt in right away, we've got so many different ways for them to opt in on every single page. That right there alone, if you're just asking for the opt-in on a squeeze page, that could probably double your leads over time if you do it right. Okay. So next, guys, this one right here is something I know it's on everyone's list, on everyone's radar, is mobile, right? Paying attention to mobile. And let me take a drink of water real quick. So with mobile, basically, as an example, like so when I was at Home Depot a few weeks ago looking at flooring, I picked up my iPhone. I didn't go talk to I didn't go talk to the representative at Home Depot and ask them about their product. I picked up my iPhone and I started Googling the names of the products. And I Googled the name of the product reviews, right? So if the web pages that I would have landed on were not mobile friendly, I would have went back in my browser. I would have, let me bounce out of here just so you guys can see me. So I would have went back in my browser. I would have did another Google search, and I would have found another web page, right? So this is the way that I work. I work on my phone. Most people do. So if you can see this picture, this is actually a snapshot of traffic from our servers, from our customers' websites over the past month or so, and 44,366 visitors in the past 30 days. Okay, and you can see those numbers right there. What is that? 27% of people. Guys, 27% of people in this particular 30-day session were on a mobile device, okay, a phone or a tablet. And if your website is not working well, and if it's not showing up well on a tablet or a mobile phone, then you're losing a lot of leads, a lot of potential to get deals done. Okay, so we actually set up this tool. If you go to oncarrot.com/responsive, and I'm going to go ahead and head over there right now. You can test your website if you have one to see if it's looks good on a cell phone or an iPad. Okay, and if it's not looking good, then like I said, you're losing leads, you're losing deals. So what I want to do, guys, is people who have websites. Yeah, so Al's saying, are laptops considered desktop or mobile? A laptop is considered a desktop, Al. Yep. So someone who has a website, pop through your domain name here. Okay, pop through your domain name here. I'm going to test a few websites here, and I'll just show some people, what yours looks like on an iPhone, on an iPad, and you can from there decide what you need to do next, of course, to take that action. So the first 2 or 3 people, pop through your domain name. If you do have a website, it doesn't matter. Even if you own a plumbing company and you have a website, pop through the domain there. Okay, so here's one right here. And let's just test it out really quick here for you. I'll click start test. And like I said, you guys can always test your own here later. Okay, so cool. So I popped it in here, and this is exactly what I'm talking about right here. So this is a great example. And the funny thing is, anytime that the vast majority of people who test this out, their website is not mobile optimized. And it's just something that more and more guys, that mobile search number is growing. And probably within the next 3 years, it's probably going to be over 50%. And if your website is not mobile optimized, you're going to be losing a lot of leads and a lot of traffic. And so this right here is what your phone looks like on an iPhone, or what your website looks like on an iPhone. And the problem with it is, you can see when someone pulls it up, they don't see the whole message. Okay, the vast majority of the screen is full of the picture here. And there's, I have to like pinch, pan, and zoom to see the rest of it. So if you can just imagine, someone pulling this up, and they're having to pinch, pan, and zoom, just all that kind of stuff to find the information on there. And then they have to randomly see this right here. They have to tap that, and then they tap that. And then what's it going to do? It's going to take them to a form like this. Can you imagine a motivated seller? And like I said, we're almost 30% of all traffic, guys, is coming through from an iPad or an iPhone. Can you imagine a motivated seller landing on this page and actually completing this page? The chances of that are almost zero. Okay, and same thing over here on an iPad. It's a little better. It's going to be a lot more engaging. It's going to be a lot easier to use. But then on an iPad, same thing. You go over here. It's just a person is probably not going to fill that out if they're on an iPad, because the iPad is not as easy to type in as, let's say, a computer. There's just too much information here. Let's see if there's any more on here. Okay, let me try some more, guys. I'll try a couple more here. So if your website is not what's called mobile responsive, if you have a web guy who's working on your stuff, go to your web guy and say, I need to make my website mobile responsive, okay? And if they don't know what that means, run away fast, okay? If they do know what that means, awesome. Ask them how much it's going to cost and have them do it for you. Let's see. Looks like a video started playing on here. One second here. It's also helped us focus on what matters most. I can't find where the video is. So anyway, this website's the same way, guys. You got to pinch, pan, zoom. It's not very friendly. If I was looking at it on an iPhone, I would have to scroll all around. I don't really know what to do here. Let me check one more. Let me check one more here, okay? Every market's different. Okay. Okay, great domain, KJ. That's a killer domain. Selling a home fast. That's an amazing domain. Okay, cool. So same thing. So we're batting 1,000 right now. So all three of these websites are not mobile optimized. And is that going to crush your business if they're not? No. But what we're saying is this right here, that's where things are moving. And if you're not getting ahead of the curve, that means you are losing leads because almost a third of all traffic on our server, 44,000 visitors for our customers, is mobile. Okay. So right here, same thing. Got a pinch pan zoom. It's just not as user friendly. I've got to go all the way over here on my iPhone. Or on an iPhone, I have to zoom it out so far so it shows the whole page that then it's so small I can't read it. So let me do something as an opposite to that. Let's just go ahead and pull up. I'm going to pull up actually Brittany's one right here. Yeah, let's do this one. So here's a Carrot member. We Buy Houses Birmingham. They're ranked #2 in Google right there. I'm just going to pull up their website, bring it over here to the responsive deal, plug it in. I'm going to show you guys what a responsive website looks like and what it means. Okay. So basically what a responsive website is, you can see guys how immediately the system recognizes that it's on an iPhone or an iPad, and it recognizes that it's not going to look good or work very well to put the navigation so it's a bunch of clicks. Okay, so what we do is right away we put the phone number up top, so someone right there, they don't have to dig for the phone number, it's there. They can call, they just tap on their iPhone and they can call. Okay, up here they can learn about you really fast. If they want to dig in more and learn and navigate your website more, it's a quick tap. Down drops to different options. They can learn more. But this is where the biggie is with barely even scrolling down. So you don't have to scroll to the side at all with the mobile optimized website. Barely even scrolling down. Now we've got the form. It's very easy for someone to type in on an iPhone. You can see right there, and all the iPhone user has to do is just scroll down. No scrolling to the side. No pinching, panning, and zooming. And that's what a mobile responsive website is and what it should be. And another kind of cool thing here, let me show you this really fast, is so this website here, you can see this is a website. We've got that right arrow there because in a lot of our testing we test, and whenever we did these eye directors, so something that made someone look a certain way, and we're testing his blue button versus an orange one. The blue one's not working as well. But you can see right here, this is working great to direct the eye over that way. But the problem when you bring that up on a cell phone is that arrow is going to point to the right side of your cell phone, which would obviously not work very well, right? So you can see over here, when we're on the mobile version of his website, and have your web guy do this, okay? If your web guy knows what he or she is doing, they should know this like the back of their hand. But you can see here that red arrow is not here anymore because our system says, okay, what in here will not look good on an iPhone or whatever device it's on, and we're going to eliminate that stuff so it doesn't make it complicated. So you can see our system immediately recognizes it's on an iPhone, eliminates that red arrow because it would be pointing in the wrong direction, and it's going over there. So does that make sense? Is that kind of an eye opener for a lot of people on the way your website is currently with at least mobile? Yeah, a ton of websites. Yeah, let me try this one. So here's one. I actually know the owner of this company. Good dude. I honestly have never tested to see if their websites are mobile optimized. So let's try it. Yeah, so theirs aren't either. So those connected investors ones, I love the dude behind them, but their websites are behind the times by about 10 years, by about a decade. So anyway, same thing. You got to pinch pan zoom. This right here is what someone's going to see on an iPhone when they bring it up, or they're going to see a very small version of the web page. This is not going to be as effective. All righty, guys. Cool. So let me bounce to the next one. Like I said, InvestorCarrot websites are all mobile optimized. So from the second that it's created, it's mobile optimized. And our team is continually staying ahead of that curve. So as new mobile technologies come out, we build it into the system so you don't have to think about it. And one really cool thing too, on the search engine optimization side of things, according to Search Engine Land, which is a huge website with SEO, Google and Bing agree that the ideal configuration for websites is to have a single set of URLs, for all devices, and to use responsive web design to present them accordingly. So what they're saying is Google and Bing are possibly even adjusting or thinking about adjusting search engine rankings based on whether your website is easy to use on mobile, and they prefer responsive web design over a mobile website. Okay, and there is a difference. Ask your web guy what that is. If he doesn't know what it is, run the other way. All right. Okay, so next thing, guys, personalize as much as possible. And this right here, it's kind of a no-brainer, I think, for a lot of people. But what we found is when you personalize stuff, and I'm gonna show you guys two different ways to personalize. Okay, when you personalize stuff, we're seeing conversion increases by a lot. So this one test that we ran, this one we ran in on a South Florida website, so propertywholesales.com. We ran it there, and in their website, this particular website, they're generating a lot of leads from Craigslist and elsewhere. So their conversion rates are lower than someone generating leads through SEO or whatever. But they're still generating a lot of leads. And their control version of the website was basically get on our list or see available properties. Okay. As soon as we personalize their webpage, let me show you guys what that is. As soon as we personalize their webpage, you can see it right there. That red arrow is pointing up to that orange thing where it says see South Florida deals. As soon as we change that button to say see South Florida deals versus see available deals or see available properties, the conversion rate boosted up by this percentage, okay, by over 60% improvement. So what can you do on your own website? So I'm going to show you guys. I kind of glossed over, I forgot to mention specifically one of the tips that I told you guys way back when. But basically, what I meant before in one of my tips by making your opt-in forms where your opt-in button is as wide as your opt-in form fields, this is what I mean right here. Okay, so you can see this opt-in button, this orange thing. This thing is as wide as the widest form field above it. Okay, we tested this versus a smaller button. We tested this versus a bigger button. We tested this versus a more narrow button. And in all of our tests across all the different websites, we tested it. Making the opt-in button as wide as the widest form increased conversions across the board. Okay, 5, 10, 15% on varying different websites. So ask your web guy to make your button as wide as your form fields, and you should see an improvement in conversions. But right here, here's an example. This customer, their website is click to continue, which that's what we have as our default for sellers. But on the property wholesales one, and I'm not sure if they kept the change that we put there, and I typed in the domain wrong. Anyway, what you can do is rather than saying show me the deals, so they need to flip it back the way that it was, make it show me the South Florida deals, okay, or show me the Miami deals, or show me the whatever. And by localizing it, it should increase conversions on the page, okay, by personalizing that page. Here's some other ways, guys, to personalize your pages to increase your conversion rate. This right here, so let's cast political persuasions aside. And I know, guys, we're probably going to run over a little bit on time. It's probably not going to be a 90-minute call anymore because I've got another tip. And for those of you who like what you see and want more of this, and those of you who think that you might want to just plug into our software system, I do have a special offer at the end. This particular offer is something I've only offered one time. This will be the last time. This next week will be the last time this will be offered because we're going to be raising our prices soon, but it's going to be really cool. So anyway, this is something that everyone can do, and it's working insanely well, is using non-professional language in your emails, okay? And this right here, guys, so you see my video up on the screen right now. And there's a personal connection here, okay? I'm not sitting here with my suit and tie on. I'm not sitting here, being all fancy. I'm being personal. I'm being myself, okay? And when you be yourself, you resonate more with people. People want to work with people. And this picture right here, let me make it bigger again so you guys can see the words on it. But the Obama campaign ran arguably the best marketing campaign for presidential race in history, okay? And if you've already seen this slide, awesome. This is an insanely powerful lesson here. They ran arguably two of the most back-to-back election campaigns in history. And once they started rolling out their marketing, the Mitt Romney's campaign, they totally changed the way that they were doing stuff, and they almost flat out copied and emulated the way the Obama campaign was doing things. In past presidential campaigns, people were, the email that you would get from the president or the person running for president was really official. It had this official, header image on the top, and it had like their picture at the bottom with their signature. And it was, dear dear friend, or whatever it is, really, really formal. Because people think, well, I need to be formal and professional if people are going to do business with me or elect me as a president. But what the Obama campaign found, and they tested this on tens of millions of email addresses, they found that personal, non-professional stuff worked better. Okay, and we've tested this in real estate. It does the same thing. So if the president of the United States can send out emails to say, hey, or wow, or to be frank, or how grateful I am, or this is so critical, or are you in, stronger for it, frustrated, let's meet. If the president of the United States can send that stuff out and still be credible, why can't real estate investors do the same thing? Okay, the answer obviously is you can. And what we do, and this is something you guys can change in your own websites if you want, what we do is we send out an email similar to this when someone opts into an InvestorCarrot website. Very, very simple, very personal, not fancy at all, because we're building a connection. And we found once we started to write emails like this that went out to people automatically after they opted in as a seller or buyer, that those people tended to engage with us and with our customers' websites more often. Brittany Bowling, as an example, I keep on referencing her. She's on the top of my mind. She mentioned on a chat that I had with her that upwards of 40 to 50% of everyone who opts in as a seller is replying to this email because they feel it's personal. They feel that it went out to them. Okay, but they feel that you sat there and wrote it. So this right here is an example of something you guys can kind of emulate. Okay, so the subject line in this email is RE : offer on your house. Okay, so it's not anything crazy fancy. It's really formal, lowercase letters, the whole thing. Hi, my assistant just forwarded me your info that you submitted on our site a few minutes ago, and I wanted to reach out. ... Quick question. ... Your house, the house on, then their address. Our system automatically populates the address that the seller puts in there into this email. If you got the right price, how fast are you looking to sell it? So there's a few things on this, guys. So write this down because most people would look at this email and not get why this works so well. I'm going to tell you guys exactly why it works so well. There's a few elements on here. Okay. One of the main elements, obviously, is making it personal, making it feel like I just sat down and wrote it. That's the ... using some slang in there. The second thing is I'm asking questions. The only purpose of this email, and the only purpose of your first autoresponder email for buyers, sellers, private lenders, any of that, should be to get them to reply. It should be to get them to answer and engage with you. Because when you can get someone to answer and engage with you, the odds of them furthering that conversation and converting as a lead and you actually doing the deal with them are going to be a lot better. So we're asking them questions that are easy for them to answer. And I really don't even care what their answer is. I just want them to engage and answer a question. So then it starts the conversation. So how fast are you looking to sell it? So every seller knows the answer to that question. Okay. And then down below here it says, if you have time to chat, let's chat. I'd love any questions. I'd love to answer any questions you have and make you an offer that works for you. Thanks, -B. Another element that we tested, because honestly, I was replying to my own tenant leads through Carrot with my iPhone. So I'd be replying back with my iPhone. It says sent from my iPhone at the bottom of the email, right? And what I was finding, I don't really have numbers on this, but what I was finding was more often than not, when I replied to people from my iPhone versus on my email, on my computer, people replied back more often. So I started testing this and other things. Okay, and same thing as we started to put sent from my iPhone at the bottom of emails, we started to get more replies. Okay, so I put that in my own emails because I was actually responding to people from my iPhone, and I thought, well, I'll just automate the process so I don't have to respond to them. Right? So the system will do it. Some people have chosen to delete that from the Carrot emails. That's totally cool. But what we have found is putting sent from my iPhone has increased the response rate on these emails because it's personal. It seems like you sat there with your phone and responded back right away. Who on you thinks that that's kind of cool? Some of you have probably heard this because I taught this on our last call. But really, really cool tip. And here's an example of how well that works. So this is one from a little while ago. I just had it on a slide already. But Darren, a customer of ours, sent this to me. Said, hey, Trevor, I sent you this email because every time a seller fills out the property questionnaire form, the message by B gets sent to the seller. I already had to talk to the seller. I want to know how to remove it. So basically, he went in there and edited the email. But this down here is what that seller replied to him and said, hey, B, I'm not sure which site you're referring to. However, if possible, we would like to sell this property as soon as possible. Thank you for your time and consideration, Laura and Ed. And that's what your aim is to get that reply. Okay, if we didn't ask that question in that email, that seller would not have engaged with us. And now they are wanting to hear from us again. So now they're going to get on the phone with us. Okay, guys, that tip is insanely powerful. So now if you're able to get more traffic by getting your SEO up, if you're able to convert more of that the visitors to leads, now you need to get more of those leads to actually engage with you, and that's step 3 in that process. And here's another way that's been working well for people. And same thing, guys, across the board, this you have to test it to see if it's going to work well for you. But we found with a lot of people, when you personalize your website a little bit more and build rapport, it is increasing conversions. So on this particular website with this Pennsylvania investor, she does 5 to 6 deals a month with her husband Tom. Their entire bio right there on their homepage is all personal stuff. Okay, it says nothing to do with them investing in real estate other than saying that they do. It doesn't say I've done 400 deals. It doesn't say any of that stuff. Okay, so this right here, if you're a newer investor and you have not done a deal yet, or maybe you've done 1 or 2, and you just kind of have that lack of confidence, and you don't think that you can be credible and that people would work with you, guys, these guys have done a lot of deals over the past 20 years. And they are not even talking about their real estate experience on their bio, because they understand that when you connect with someone on a personal level, when you connect with someone, and when you get right there with them, like Rob and Christy have here, they have on their website a picture of them, thumbs up at the closing table. When you connect with someone, the odds of someone actually engaging with you are a lot better. So if you can put a little bit about yourself on there, and what Cindy and Tom have on theirs is they basically have information about their charity work in town, about their volunteer work and what they're passionate about. And then, oh, by the way, we also help sellers and buyers with our real estate business. Okay, so by the time someone reads that, they feel really great about them as people, and then they're going to dig into the website more and see if they can help them sell their property. Okay, so does that make sense, guys? To be a little bit more personal. Yeah, guys. Awesome. Cool. No, great comments, guys, and keep on sending those questions through. So this is an example, once again, of a Carrot member here in Portland. Actually, they personalize their about page with a picture of them. Rob and Christy builds that connection. So don't be afraid to get out there. Don't be afraid to get in front of people and show that you're a real person, that you have real interest, outside of real estate. But oh, by the way, we can also help you really, really well with your property issue. And here's a little note from Cindy. I've been investing for over 20 years. We do 2 to 4 deals a month right now. And when I saw InvestorCarrot and put it to work, it was like I heard angels singing. We ran a side-by-side test during running the Carrot sites versus our $2,000 site we had built elsewhere. And Carrot outperforms all my other sites, and it's easier to use. And one of the things that Cindy mentioned was the engagement of her web visitor, so sellers, buyers, tenant buyers. The engagement of her web visitor on her Carrot websites is about 3.5 to 4 minutes. So every visitor on her website anyway is staying, or the average is staying about 3.5 to 4 minutes on her site. Most people's websites, the average is 1 minute to 2 minutes or less. Okay, and on her other website, that $2,000 website she had built, her engagement, she said, was about 2 minutes. So she doubled her engagement time on her websites because of what I showed you guys before, where we're now sending people, rather than a squeeze page, we're sending them to a home page that engage them in content and gets them to really click through and convert at every different turn. And that's why what we do works so well. So this right here, guys, this is the last and final tip here. I've got a bonus tip on the next page about Craigslist. But this tip right here, so we have what we did not invent the 2-step opt-in process. We refined it for the real estate space. And I saw an example on someone's website earlier that this is the perfect example, that if you change this in your website, one of the ones we used in the responsive test, if you change this, your leads and conversions and deal flow should go up as long as you're getting traffic. Okay. So what we found is by putting in a 2-step opt-in process into the websites, and once again, this is built into InvestorCarrot. I'm going to show you guys how you can dive into InvestorCarrot if you want to here in about 10 minutes or so. But guys, this is built into InvestorCarrot because we've tested it and it works so well. And one thing that we found was way back in the days when I was building that Portland website that I showed you before, that my very first real estate website, I followed what everyone else was doing, and everyone else said that you needed to collect all kinds of information from the seller, because if you didn't get good information from them, then they were not a good lead, right? And that's totally valid. So if you just get an email from someone and nothing else, they're not as good of a lead as someone with 30 bits of information. But on the flip side of that is, studies show that the more bits of information that you ask for, okay, every form field that you put on there diminishes your opt-ins after the third form field. Okay, we've tested it. We've seen a lot of different tests from other outside people in all kinds of different industries. In between 3 and 4 form fields is the optimal conversion to lead quality ratio. Okay, and you can see here on this left side, that motivated seller site, it's 3 form fields. But so what we did is we test that out. Okay, let's do 3 form fields. Let's see if our conversion rate goes up versus for asking for all the information on the first page. It, of course, went way up. Okay, I mean, it wasn't even comparable. So then we're going, okay, so now we have all these leads, but they're not as high quality. So now we need to qualify those leads. So we entered in a second step form. And the reason it works so well is the way that we structured it. Not just because we have a form over there, but because of the way that we structured it. And that second step form is now where we gather the information. So then further qualify them. So the whole goal of this is to get as many leads on the front end with a shorter form, and then qualify as many leads on the back end with the second form. And it's like the best of both worlds. And a lot of people see that and go, well, shoot, most people, if they've already put in their information, they're not going to put in their information on that second form, right? Well, here's data, guys, that we have. I can bump into the back ends of websites right now and show you guys if you want. So here's a rent to own website. So this is one from actually Cindy that I showed earlier. She generates a lot of leads through Craigslist, and those 549 leads were generated in about a 45 to 60 day time period this year. And so she has 549 tenant buyer leads who want to look at local rent-to-own homes in her area. And like I said, those came through in a very short amount of time, converted insanely well on our rent-to-own websites. Those are some of the highest converting websites that we have out there. They're working insanely well. And then step 2, so at the bottom of that, you can see the step 2 form. 410 of those 549 leads filled out that step 2 form. Okay, so 410 people raised their hand and said, I will further qualify myself voluntarily right now, and give you a bunch of information. Way more information than I would even ask for on a longer form usually. Okay, so the benefit is I get their contact information immediately on the first form, further qualify them on the next form. And a lot of people would look at it and go, well, shoot, 150 people didn't fill out that second form. For me, I'm like, I'm going awesome. 150 people that are tire kickers did not fill out that second form, so I'm not going to mess dealing with them. Okay. On the right side, you can see there's a cash buyer website, same kind of ratios. See our local fix-upper properties free form, 113 opt-ins. Right above that, there's another form, 49 opt-ins. Both of those forms lead to that second step form. 110 of those people filled out that form. So immediately you had 110 highly qualified leads pop in right away. And here's a massive tip, guys. Write this one down. If you are building a cash buyer list, you need to be doing this, okay? If you're not building a cash buyer list, you need to be building a cash buyer list. I'm going to show you why. 1 second here. Cool, guys. So right here, let's see. I'm going to go back over here. So if you're not building a cash buyer list, I'm going to show you a reason why you should start. Okay, so here's a massive tip right here. If you're using the 2-step opt-in process correctly, and I'm going to show you an actual 2-step opt-in process page so you can get some elements from it. But of course, I'm not going to show you the whole darn thing because it's kind of one of the things that works so well with us. InvestorCarrot members, it's already in your system. But right here, built into our cash buyer websites, in our second step form, I'm not going to take credit for making this up. It was actually a guy that I met a couple of years ago. He was generating a lot of cash buyer leads, and he also had a lot of private lender leads. I'm going, man, where are you getting all these private lender leads from? And he said, he wouldn't tell me. So I dug into his process. I dug into his process, kind of reverse engineered it. And honestly, it was way simpler than I thought it was going to be, but it was insanely strategic, and it had to be done a certain way in order to make it work so well. Okay, so we're able to turn about 10 to 15% of all cash buyers into voluntary private lender leads. Okay, so you can see on the right-hand side of this is just a screenshot I took off of one of the websites from their March leads. You can see on this screen, 2 out of the 5 leads that came in right there said, yes, I would be interested in being a private lender. Okay, let me bounce over here, and I'm just going to open up a random one here. I honestly have no clue. This could fall flat on my face here, but I honestly have no clue what their ratio is here. But let's just kind of browse through them really fast, if you wouldn't mind. So they've got a bunch of leads in here. You can see 68 in that form, 252. Out of all those, 184 have filled out the second step form. Let's go ahead and click this to go look and see some of their leads. And of course, please don't steal those leads. But what I'm going to do, what we're looking at, guys, is this side over here. Okay, are you willing to lend your money to other real estate investors? So there's one right there. Let me go to the next page here. I'll open up a couple other websites as well, just to show you some examples of what people are getting in different markets based on the types of leads that they're getting. Okay, because not everyone in every market in the way that they're marketing. So there's another one. There's another one. So these are private lender leads. May 20th. So these are people who are optionally saying, yes, I would be interested in possibly lending real estate investors, including yourself, money. Okay, let me go to let's see, where was another one here? Let me open up this other one here. So this website here is from an investor in Denver, and she's doing really well, generating a lot of leads. And it's funny, she changed her colors on her website to this red, and when I initially saw it, I hated it, and I was about ready to tell her, hey, change it back. But it was working great. I mean, it's converting insanely well for her. So whatever works. That's the beauty with InvestorCarrot. With a couple clicks of mouse, you guys can change colors, upload logos, stuff like that. So 51 leads there. These are cash buyer leads. 117 out of all those, 114 filled out the step 2. So let's bounce over here. This is in Denver. So here's some people who said no, not willing to lend. Yes. That's the same person though. So that person opted in 4 times. So he really wants to be a cash buyer. Yes. You get the idea, guys. I mean, that is a great tip. So do you guys want to know what you guys need to put on your forms to make that happen? Quick little raise of hands. There's another one. Yes. To turn your cash buyers into private lender leads. I'll tell you once I get 10 people to say yes, then I'll show you guys. All right, here we go. A race to the yeses. Okay, we got them. Okay, there we go. We got 10 yeses. Cool. So let me show you really quick. Okay. So this is the 2-step opt-in process that we are using for cash buyers. Okay, once again, guys, you can see right here. iDirectors built into the InvestorCarrot system, 1, 2, 3 form fields, because that's what we've tested and a lot of people have tested is the optimal for conversion, but also getting enough leads. So let's say someone is to fill this out. I'm not going to fill it out to be a fake lead for her. So I'm just going to go to her step 2 page. And right here, so we wrote this page to be to work well. So this copy right here, this is insanely important the way we wrote it. And if we would not have written it this way, it would not be performing that well. Okay, so this is just automatically on InvestorCarrot's websites. Let's scroll down here so you can see we're getting a lot of information from these cash buyers, where they're looking at investing. Here's another thing too, guys. Way too many people are asking for too many form fields to be required. Okay, so if you have a website, let me pull up one of those websites that was actually I already deleted them all. I think that people popped through the questions panel. There were some websites on there that people popped in for the responsive thing that were asking for way too much information. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, anyway, can't find it. But what we need to ask for is down here at the bottom, all you need to do right here, how will you finance your property? So what we're doing is we're asking a cash question. We want to know, how are they going to buy their properties? Step 2, after they've already disclosed kind of the way that they get their money, are you willing to lend your cash to other investors for great returns secured by real estate? Yes or no? Just by adding that one thing followed up by this, guys, is magical. And if you foster those relationships now and connect with those private lenders and build that relationship, you need to connect with your attorneys, make sure you're following the SEC guidelines for working with private lenders. So as a disclosure, I'm not an attorney. These are good marketing tips. Before you do any of that stuff, I would highly suggest to connect with an attorney to make sure what you're doing is on the up and up in your particular area. Okay, but works insanely well, guys. So bonus quick traffic tip number 6, and this is Craigslist. Craigslist is insanely effective for generating leads in a short amount of time. Okay, if you're working on search engine optimization, and inbound marketing, getting ranked well, and I haven't even had time to show you guys our SEO tools we have built into our system and our lead page engine and all that kind of stuff, or our property listing engine, whatever. But the way that we prefer to get leads quickly is with Craigslist, buyers, sellers, and tenants. Okay, mostly buyers. You can definitely get a good amount of sellers if you're doing it right and consistently. Tons of tenants. It's just crazy. Rent to own buyers, insanely plentiful on Craigslist. So here's a really effective ad, and this is one that a customer, Cindy, I've mentioned her on this call. She's closing deals every month. She swears by Carrot. Now she's been investing in real estate for 20 years. Her and her husband Tom. This is one of her Craigslist ads, and we actually about a month ago we finally rolled out a Craigslist training with Cindy, because we found we were diving into her and we were talking to her, and she said, I'm getting so many leads, it's crazy. So we were asking her how, and she was showing us what she was doing on Craigslist and showing her ads. And this is what she calls her golden child ad. And right there you can see rent to own. So she's in rent to own a lot. Rent to own, how does it work? Cindy answers questions. Really simple ad, drives them to the website, right? The reason this works so well, guys, and you guys can do this with any type of lead, sellers, buyers, whatever, is you need to write this down, is you need to dig into your prospect's head and find out what their main questions are. Okay, for motivated sellers, their main questions about home buying services or home buyers is, what's the process? Are you credible? Okay, and essentially, like, how much does it cost? Like, what is it going to mean to me in the end? Okay, so rather than rent to own, how does it work? So rent to own, that's the number one question rent to own tenants have. Their number one question isn't, where do I find the properties? Their number one question is, how does it work? And then they seek out how to find properties. So she has an ad in there that's joining their conversation in their mind, that's saying, okay, rent to own, you're probably curious, how does it work? Go here, I'm gonna tell you how it works. Okay. Once they're there, they learn how it works on our rent to own websites, and then they convert as a lead. Okay. So you guys can do this with buyers, buying investment properties. The best three neighborhoods in Atlanta. Okay, blah blah blah. Best 3 neighborhoods in Atlanta are question mark, and then drive people to your blog. And we have blogs built into our InvestorCarrot websites. Emulate this ad, guys. Start posting it on Craigslist. Start posting other ads on Craigslist, and you're going to be amazed how many darn leads you can generate. And like I said, Cindy and I, we recorded everything that she's done. A lot of her ads, her whole process. Now she's crushing, and she can get hundreds of leads in a matter of weeks. And we actually created a training program, and it's only available to InvestorCarrot members right now. But I'm going to show you guys how to access that here in a second. So I'm going to run you through a couple quick, cool little stories here. So I know there's a lot of people that have different types of expertises here on the call. You could be a new investor, non-techie. And this guy right here, he's a new investor, a novice technical guy. And he's, Scott Higgins from Pennsylvania, having unbelievable success directing my traffic, Craigslist traffic, to Carrot rent-to-own site. And this is his website right there on InvestorCarrot. And he's generating a ton of leads now because he can get a website up fast in a matter of seconds. He can kind of tweak it a little bit if he wants to. And this particular one was for his New Jersey market that he's marketing in. Okay, and then he can just focus on getting leads rather than he's staying in his own lane, basically, like we mentioned the Oprah is. Brittany, like I've mentioned before, she was a new investor and a novice techie. Okay, and here's an email I got from Brittany. Sure, would be honored to do a conference call with you. So we ended up doing a case study call with her, which you can access on our website if you want to, on carrot.com/blog, and then just search Brittany. Your company has truly changed my business and set me up for success. I actually wrote my first blog this weekend. At this point, getting 2 to 3 leads every day for her website. And then she's talking about how she can ramp it up. But she was a newer investor, a novice techie, and she worked the system, made it work. Another newer investor, novice techie, Craig. Can't begin to tell you how much I love the sites. Did you ever get a chance to edit this case study video? So we did a case study video with him. I'm also getting random calls from other potential investors. I think you'll have some new customers coming your way pretty soon. I'm a walking, talking advertisement for your product. Thanks again. You've changed my life. Guys, that's why we do what we do, is to inspire entrepreneurship, help our members stay in their lane so they can do more of what makes their hearts sing. And for Craig, it's not techie stuff. Okay. Here's a very experienced tech, and I actually talked with David this morning. He's a very experienced investor and a very experienced techie. So he's kind of like this guy who a lot of people would think, well, why would you join a website system, right? Even though I can build my own websites and I consider myself more of an advanced marketer, I bagged my own websites and love Carrot because it's easy, it works, and you guys have killer support. Dave out of New York. And the funny thing is, up until this past year, Dave was one of the best real estate investor website builders out there. If you Google around for stuff, they built custom real estate investor websites, and they charge, depending on the type of website you got, anywhere between $1,900 to about $3,000. And once he dove back in to be an investor himself more full time, rather than build his own website, which he did as a business, he joined Carrot because he loved it so much. It's easier and it's more effective. And now he stopped that business and he is telling everyone else to join Carrot. So that's that example there. So, why did we create Carrot? And I know a lot of you InvestorCarrot members are on here, and I'm very bummed actually that I totally dropped the ball and didn't add more seats to this webinar, because I know we closed out a bunch of people who were not able to make it on here. So we'll have to do a replay of this or something. But why did we create InvestorCarrot? And I mentioned to you guys before what I'm really passionate about and why we do what we do. And basically, one thing that I really struggled with when I myself was diving in and learning how to use the web and learning how to generate leads. And I didn't have the money to pay a custom web developer, and there were no really good real estate website systems on the market that I liked at the time. Okay, so I did not have the money and I did not have the resource to go out there and get a good website up and going. So I had to learn how to hack one together myself. And I remember when we were living up in Portland, and my wife and I were living in a small apartment while she was going and getting her graduate degree. And I'd be up until sometimes 1, 2, 3 in the morning hacking away at this HTML, at this code, because I had to get this website up, because I knew that the web was going to be the future, right? Which it obviously is. And for me, it worked. I had to learn that skill, but I spent hundreds of hours doing stuff that I hated because I had to dig through it. And as I grew my company, as I really learned how to generate more leads, and as I found my business partner in Carrot, his name is Chris, and he lives here in Oregon, and he's like my the yin to my yang. He's the techie, okay? He's the guy that basically puts my techie ideas together now. So now I can work more in my lane. I can do the stuff like do these calls that makes my heart sing, and I'm not having to hack away at technology stuff. And I even though I can set up a WordPress site myself. I use Carrot myself. My personal blog is on Carrot. Go to trevormock.com. That's a Carrot website. My tenant website for generating tenant leads. This is it right here for generating tenant leads for an apartment building out in Klamath Falls, Oregon. This is on Carrot because I can spin a website up fast. And the reason we exist, guys, is to help you stay in your own lane better, to help you do more of what you want to do that makes your heart sing. If you love going and talking with people, go and talk with people more, and let someone like us or a web developer in your town who's really good at what they do the technology stuff, okay? Because I know when you're able to do more of what makes your heart sing, you're going to excel, you're going to be happier, and when you're happier, you rub off on people around you. And that's why we're doing what we're doing here in the loft in Roseburg in our entrepreneur workspace, is because we're inspiring people. And we know that when we inspire people, when we're a positive force for people, it's going to help our community better. And the one thing that can stifle progress, the one thing that can stifle a business, and the one thing that can stifle people and they get in their own way is by getting out of their lane, okay? Is by trying to be a techie when you're not. Is by trying to build a WordPress website when you're not a WordPress guy. And it's going to take you 100 hours to get it, and you still aren't going to get it to the point to where it's going to work as well as something that's really optimized, okay? All for the sake of saving a few bucks, when in the end it's costing you a lot more because you're not getting the leads that you would get with something that works better, and you're not putting a value on your own time, okay? So that's why we created it, guys, to level the playing field so everybody can have something that works well. and also to release you a little bit more, so technology is no longer a burden, at least in the real estate space. Okay, and with that, we've got support, we've got training, all kinds of stuff. And here's another one, very experienced real estate investor and expert techie, a guy named Joe McCall of St. Louis. Says, man, I've got to tell you guys how impressed I am with Carrot. Every time I log in there, I see attention to detail and how every change you guys are making is specifically geared to help make things more effective and easier for us. And it says, man, I've been talking to some big time investors and been telling them all to sign up for Carrot. Really impressed. And that's what we're about, guys. And like I said, this is not a new investor thing. This is not a non-techie thing. This is a tool that we're so insanely dedicated to providing a great experience, to continually improving. We're always adding new things to the system that make it easier to use and that make it more effective. Let me show you this one test result we're doing right now, guys. So on this particular website that I showed you before, this right here, guys, is something that that most people, this is totally counterintuitive. Let me figure out how to get out of here. So this, how many people have heard in the past year that how many people have heard in the past year that videos on your website are going to make it convert higher? Put a quick yes in there. Okay, there's like a bunch of yeses coming through. Okay, guys, so everyone has heard that, right? So we thought, well, rather than put videos on our customers' websites, why don't we test it first and see if that actually works to get better results? Okay, so there is a caveat to this. We're testing the latest type of video that all the gurus are saying that you need to have, those hand-drawn videos on whiteboards, right? And I've tested those on other things and they have worked well. So I'm not saying that they don't work well. But like I said, before we roll out anything on our websites, we test it to verify if it's actually going to produce a bump in conversions on multiple websites in multiple markets, and then we roll it out. On this test, and it doesn't have a ton of data yet, we've got 204 visitors to this website, 33 seller conversions, so motivated seller conversions. It's about a 16.18 average conversion rate, but this is what's important. This version of the page is converting at 14.15%. This version is converting at 18.37%, almost 30% increase in conversion. Okay, this is the version with the video. This is the version right here with no video. Okay, and this is just our default version of our homepage with that red arrow that you guys saw. And over here, let me see if let's see. Which one is her website? Okay. So I'm not sure if the video is going to pop up here, but what I'm saying, guys, is do not blindly trust guru stuff like that. Not saying that some people don't call me a guru. I hate that word, but do not blindly trust that stuff. Test it, okay? And that's something that, like I said, we test everything, and this is one of them. So this is one of those, hand-drawn videos, and a lot of people are using. They're very good looking. They're very engaging. But what we look at is the data, and the data so far is showing that it's actually lowering the conversion rate on this website by 30%. Okay, and that's what we're all about, guys. That's what's different with Carrot versus anyone else in the market. That we actually test stuff. We're actually data driven. We're actually results driven. And if we find something that something on our website just didn't convert as well as it should have, then we're gonna find something to make it convert better. And it's kind of funny. Jake, who manages our customer support, and he runs our live chat during the day. So we do have live chat from 10 a.m. Pacific to 5 p.m. Pacific, which no one else in this entire market does have live chat during the day or ever. I challenged him this week as he also manages our split tests for our customers, which we do for free. If you get enough traffic on your website, we're going to set up split tests for free to try to make your website convert better, because we know, because when we make it convert better, it's gonna you're going to stay with us for longer, and we can trickle those changes down to all of the other customers. I challenged Jake to increase our seller websites conversion by 10%. If he can do that, he gets a big bonus. So it's built into our culture to increase your conversions. Okay. So what is InvestorCarrot? I didn't even have a chance to show you hardly any of this stuff, but you get unlimited lead pages. We have what we call a lead page engine in there, where you can set up squeeze pages insanely fast. So you can market them on Craigslist. You can put a link to them in your email signature, whatever it is. So you can get really good lead pages, squeeze pages up very fast in a matter of seconds, and you can customize them. Property listing engine with Google Street View, so you can list your properties for sale. Powerful but simple SEO tools. So we'll walk you through how to optimize your pages in that tool. We have a blog built in, so if you want to do content marketing, And we also integrate with a lot of third-party email marketing services. So if you use a service like Aweber or MailChimp or iContact or Constant Contact or Zoho or Podio, a lot of people are using Podio now. We integrate with all that stuff. So when your leads come into our platform, you can choose to send them somewhere else if you want to for follow-up or to a different CRM. All the websites are preloaded with high converting content. And we'll do a quick base search engine optimization for your homepage for your market. So when you sign up and when you create a website, and I can show you guys how to do that really quick if you want. But when you create a website, basically you'll tell us where you invest and all that kind of stuff, and we'll pre-populate your website with that content, and we'll automatically change your title tag in your homepage so it's a phrase that we know sellers are typing in your area. Okay, so that gives you a jump start, and then you can use our training, use our SEO tools to really ramp that up if you're in a competitive market. You can change our forms. You can create your own forms. We'll give you stats on traffic. And we're actually building out our stats even more this summer so you can see where people came from. Currently, we have motivated seller websites. We have cash buyer websites. We have tenant websites like the one I showed you that I'm using. We have rent-to-own websites, which are absolutely crushing it. I mean, they're converting insanely well. We have multifamily websites. We have commercial websites. We have a main company website, and we're bringing out a couple new designs that we're currently testing to make sure these designs are not going to reduce conversions. And we're coming out with a note buying website here shortly. We're a little bit delayed on it. Like I said, we're the only website system in the entire industry devoted to continually increasing conversions. We have a very simple lead database. We don't really have a CRM per se, okay, and we never will. And we're focused on inbound marketing, conversion, and optimization. And we're going to integrate with systems that you can then send your leads to for other CRMs. Okay, but you can see your leads in there. There's a lead database like I showed you. You can see them. You can export them into a CSV file. You can download them. You can make notes on them, the whole thing. Social media integrations, Facebook like buttons, all that. You can change that with the click of a mouse. And what I'm most proud about is our support. We have epic support, and that's our customers' words. We have live chat Monday to Friday. We have email support, tutorials, training, the whole thing. And the price I'm going to show you here on the next page, this promotion, so this next week or so, is the last time that this is going to be available because we are raising our prices. We're changing our packages, and these pricing packages will no longer exist. Okay, so it's not like this false ploy. And like I said, if in the back of your mind going, great, I'm excited about the website system, I want to switch from what I'm doing, or I want to get one up, but how do I actually attract traffic to it? That was one of the issues that we ran into when we first initially rolled out Carrot. And we said, you know what, we need to work with our InvestorCarrot members and find out who is really generating a lot of leads. And we're going to put trainings together with them. Okay. And we're going to put a training together on how this guy is generating a lot of leads with SEO, with YouTube marketing, with Craigslist ads, with whatever. So we have what we call the 3 lead per day training. It's something like 50 something videos and about 10 different modules where we'll walk through how to do SEO if you want to learn that skill, from the basics all the way to insanely advanced stuff. Okay. We'll walk you through how to do YouTube marketing, get your YouTube videos ranked really high. So it's not only your website ranking high, but also your YouTube videos. We'll show you how to do pay-per-click marketing for real estate investing in this training, $197 value. We're raising the price of that one with this price raise as well. The one we just released recently with Cindy, our customer who's just crushing it in Pennsylvania on Craigslist, it's called the Posts to Profits Craigslist training. Okay, and this training right here, I think it's 11 different videos. We're building it. We're adding in a bunch of training that is from other InvestorCarrot members, not just Cindy. There's ads in there, her specific process and how she swarms the market and totally gets a lot of leads. That's all in there. And then what we're going to do is, we haven't put this out yet. This is something we have on tap to do in the next couple of weeks. Is we've got our 9 simple credibility boosters training that we're going to be putting together, and you're going to get this as well. So you can walk through and improve your credibility on your websites to increase that conversions. That's a huge deal. Even if you've never done a deal before, we're going to walk you guys through what you can do to honestly and ethically increase your credibility for your business, not even just your website, but your business. One thing too, if you're to sign up tonight, literally in a matter of like 2 minutes, you can have your first website up and going. And then you can go buy a domain on GoDaddy.com or wherever you like to buy domains and get it connected to your websites. Which is really cool. So you can literally have a really high converting website up fast. You can personalize it. We'll automatically do some personalizations for you just in our software, and then you can dive in and customize the heck out of it if you want. And like I said, we are dedicated to increasing conversion. So we're going to do free split testing and conversion support once you hit at least 100 visitors per month. Okay, so the reason I say 100 visitors per month is it is not worth split testing if you don't have enough traffic, because we're not going to get good data. And the bare minimum we'll even touch is 100 visitors. If you're getting 500 visitors a month, then that's going to be, we've got a lot of traffic that we can test to try to make your website perform higher. One thing too, guys, that we are making a free upgrade for you, which this is going to be more expensive after our price increase, is it's going to be access to my live weekly mastermind call. So this call right here, guys, we have them every Wednesday morning at 11 a.m. Pacific for our customers. Nothing for sale in those, of course. It's all content where I teach for about 45 minutes and I open it up for Q&A for anything. You can ask me Q&A on anything at all, personal. You can ask me Q&A on what my office, I don't care what my office looks like, whatever. So those are every Wednesday, and we teach them insanely great stuff, and we upload those into our archive for our customers. We go over mindset stuff. We go over productivity stuff that works for us. We go over how to get more leads doing this, how to get more leads doing that, okay? And then, like I said, you've got a price increase guarantee where we're raising prices in the next couple weeks because we're actually adding in some new features. And we're going to eliminate the plans that are there currently. And this is the last chance this next couple of weeks to actually get in on the current lower prices. So this includes hosting. This includes all the upgrades to the software as we go. So we make sure that the software is up to date. You don't have to make sure you're updating your WordPress system and all that. Full support, continual improvements, training, 30-day guarantee. Insanely cheap price. So you're probably looking at this and going, number one, why is it so cheap? Number two, where do I sign up? But so it's only $199 today, and that gets you all this stuff. So that gets you those 2 trainings, which if you were to go buy them currently today inside of our system, each one of those is $100. And then you would have to pay an extra $49 just to join Carrot. So just with that, you're getting an extra bonus you're getting a $50 discount just on this offer, just on that. But if you were to go through our website and buy just normally and not take this package, you're not going to get the simple credibility boosters training. You're not going to get the free split testing conversion support. You're not going to get put in priority on there. And you're also not going to get the chance to take advantage of these bonuses. So I'm saying for the first 7 only, guys, in this, because I'm going to leave that there. So go to oncarrot.com/special. And I'm saying for the first 7 only, because if you look around my office, we have a mascot called Carrot Bud, and you see those big carrots. They're all over the whole Carrot offices. Outside there, in my assistant's office, Jen, she's got Carrot Buds. I've got 2 Carrot Buds back here. That's our mascot. It's just awesome getting a Carrot Bud in your office. So what we're going to do is we're going to ship you a Carrot Bud, or you can choose this book, which this is my favorite book for ramping up your financial know-how. I don't know if you've ever read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Most of you probably have. But honestly, I have not ever read it. Everyone tells me I need to read it. But I'm like, I think I already get the concept. But what everyone's telling me is that this book right here is like the follow-up to that, but better. It's, okay, you learn that concept. Now this is the application of great stuff on how to build your wealth. I read it. This book, I have a whole box of them over here. I bought them from the publisher. I bought like 20 books, and I'm using them to give to people like this, because it's such an impactful book that if you take this stuff and use it, it talks about real estate in there. It talks about not real estate stuff. The first 7 who join with this package tonight, and if you go to oncarrot.com/special, so I'm just going to go over here, oncarrot.com/special, and the first 7 who come in will get their choice of those, okay? So the first 7 that come in will reach out to you. I don't have a list right here, guys, showing me who has joined, so I don't know who's joined yet. But the first 7 who do join with this package, I'll ship you one of those out, that book or a Carrot Bud. Hopefully you pick the Carrot Bud because it's cooler. And like I said, you're going to get the other tools and stuff like that. So oncarrot.com/special. And what I'm going to do really quick now is I'm just going to go ahead and dive in. This is something that we don't show a whole lot, but lately one of our core beliefs in business is transparency. And we have a lot of core beliefs in our business. One of our core beliefs is transparency. So we're showing you like behind the scenes on a lot of stuff right here. Okay, so you guys can see how much traffic this last month our customers have received. 44,000 visits out of 31,000 visitors. Yesterday alone, over 2,000 visitors, buyers, sellers, private lenders landed on our customers' websites. What I'm going to do really quick is I'm just going to go in here and find a random customer. I'm going to show you guys right here. Here's a good one right here. I'm going to show you guys what you can do, basically what your Carrot account will look like. Let me find one that has some websites available. Here's one right here. So Austin. I'm going to show you guys what your Carrot account will look like after you create the Carrot account. Okay, you're going to come through. Now, okay, there's some popping through right there, guys. So we got 2 people already to sign up right there. So you guys are going to be able to pick it. So if you want in, there's still some spots if you come through and get the order through right now. So as soon as you join Carrot, this is what you're going to see. Okay, minus this. You're not going to see this right here because he already has a website set up. You're going to see a welcome, and you're going to see this right here, create a new site. Okay, so let's say you wanted to go in here, you wanted to create a motivated seller website. And we don't have our tenant website in here, multifamily website, those ones yet. So if you want a multifamily website or you want a tenant website, reach out to us on support and we can set those up for you. We do have some new designs coming out here shortly. There's another one who just joined right there. But anyway, what you'll do is you can look at the demo of it and you can see what it is. Here's how you'll access your trainings. This customer hasn't taken advantage of them yet. You can go ahead and click that. You can name it. And what you'll do is, whatever you want to name it, it's just up to you. And then you click create your website. Okay, I'm not going to click this because it'll send him an email saying he has a website created. But what's going to happen is in a matter of seconds, the website's going to be created and it's going to show up right here. Okay, then there's going to be this blue button that says add a domain. You click that whenever you're ready. You don't have to do it right away. You can do that 2 weeks down the road if you want. But you click that and you can add the domain to your website. Basically attach your domain that you bought from GoDaddy. Okay, then you can go in here and do a quick little customization of the design if you want to. And this is something that we are revamping and making better. Or if you wanted to get really insanely detailed on stuff, you could dive into your administration of your website and then start customizing it. So this is where you'll go through and customize the content on your web pages. This is where if you wanted to change colors on your website, you would go in here and with a couple clicks of a mouse, you'll be able to change the colors. Okay. So the lead page engine, let me bounce over here really quick. So go to the lead page engine. Here's some lead pages that are already going to be in there for you. You can start marketing them right away. But if you want to create a squeeze page really fast, let's say you want to create this one. Okay, so you're just going to go ahead and title it, picture upper. Let's go ahead and click that one, click generate page. And now what we're seeing is our system is generating the page for you. And now you can go in here and you can update the content if you want to. Okay, go ahead and scroll down here, pick a form. So let's go ahead and we're just going to do this one right here. You can edit the form if you want. Click publish, and that page is up. Okay, so you could put a video there. You could do all kinds of stuff if you want to. But in a matter of seconds, as you can see, this page was created, and you can change the picture, all that kind of stuff. So that's what Carrot is, guys. So go to oncarrot.com/special. I know it's running late. My wife actually just texted me, and she wants relief from our 2 crazy kids right now. So I'll answer a couple questions. I'm going to leave that up there. And it looks like we might have one more spot in the 7, 1 or 2. But either way, guys, even if you don't get in that first 7, we'll give you guys some extra bonuses. Like I said, you're going to get the lower price. This package, actually, that you're going to get, it's the Pro package. And you can set up to 3 websites on it. So with this package, you could set up a buyer website, a seller website, a main company site. You could set up a rent-to-own site. You can mix them up. You can set up 3 seller sites if you want to for different markets. It's up to you. But you've got up to 3 websites. You've got our entire tool suite. You've got our insanely great support. You're getting a discount by joining now. And with this offer, like I said, even if you're not one of the first 7, you're immediately getting a $50 discount, and you're getting those 2 trainings that will walk you through how to get leads immediately from our InvestorCarrot customers and how to get leads for the long term. Okay, so go to oncarrot.com/special, guys, and we'll go through, and the people who join the first 7 will reach out to you guys. You guys can pick that bonus. And anyone who joins tonight, so anyone who joins tonight, whether you're watching this now or on the replay, so I guess the deadline will be Sunday or something like that. But anyone who's watching tonight is going to get an extra bonus that I'm not going to tell you about yet, but it's going to be a training that you guys are really going to like. Basically, what we'll do is we will dive into your website and dissect it and show you exactly what you need to do, you personally need to do to ramp up your results. Okay, so that's something that costs our time. That's something we're gonna toss in just for joining in this package. So oncarrot.com/special. Questions, guys? Let's go ahead and dive in. Yeah, Jeff. Awesome, Jeff. Great point. Jeff says tonight's offer not mobile friendly. Got to scroll over the entire page. You got it. No, you got it. So the problem there is our system. We're currently getting ready to move our order forms over to our own server, but we use an online shopping cart to process our orders. So we're kind of at the mercy to their system right now. So that's a bummer because their system is not mobile optimized, which means our order forms aren't. We're going to be fixing that here shortly. But if you go on your computer or iPad, or you could even purchase on your phone, we have had people purchase on their phone. It'll work for you. But your administration system, so when you log into your InvestorCarrot account, it is fully mobile optimized. Kelly, I'm stuck in a 4-year hell with RealFlow. Yeah, so basically, Kelly, she's asking how she can have someone do this for her. InvestorCarrot, I mean, that's why we've built it. You go join, you set up websites. Have your website will be usable the second after you set it up, so you don't have to customize anything if you don't want to. If you do want to, then you can go in and do it. We've got video tutorials. If you rather would not mess with it at all, we do have what's called a quick start package where guys on our team will dive in. We'll collect all this information from you. We'll get your company info. We'll get testimonials if you have them. We'll get all kinds of stuff from you. We have 13 points in our quick start package. It's only $150 to have our team dive in and do that for you. And we'll do that for you. Okay, so we will brand your website the way you want it to be. We'll get the content updated the way you want it to be updated. We can hook up your forms to Aweber or whatever you want to use for email if you want to do that. $150. So that's something that you have at your disposal with us. Colette says, I have my websites with you guys already. Woohoo! Spiritinvestments.biz. Love it. Awesome, Colette. And I'm glad to have you aboard. And it was cool connecting with you up north. I like it. Ed, I want a tenant site plus a private website. So tenant website, yeah. So if you join, you'll have to reach out to support. We'll get you set up with the exact tenant website that I have over here. So it's very, very simple, okay? And it converts me tenant leads every week. It works, and you can customize it. You'll have to go through and, of course, update information about your property, about your, whatever it is, which that's the main thing. You'll also have to go through here and customize the content for your property because it's really hard to customize a tenant website automatically because it's so specific to your area, your neighborhood, your property, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, reach out to support and we can connect with you on that. We don't have a private lending website, but we do have a main company website. Let me show you an example of one. PDAhomes.com. So PDAhomes.com is a member out of Pennsylvania. And this is a design actually we have not released yet. This is one that we developed custom for this customer, but we're releasing a design and we're testing it currently based on this that we're going to be releasing for you guys to choose if you want to. So really, really clean. But built into the main company website is investor information, okay? And the reason we do not have private lending websites is SEC issues, okay? You have to be insanely detailed, and you have to work with your attorney, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, if you're going to be recruiting private lenders, but we highly suggest that no one have a specific private lending website unless you've gone through the whole security registration process. Your security registration specifically says you can use a website, all that kind of stuff. Otherwise, you might get a letter from the SEC in your state. So what we do is we use the main company websites just to talk about private lending in general. Okay, we've got an investing in your IRA page, just in general information. And then on the cash buyer websites, once again, if you're generating cash buyer leads, then our website's doing its work to help you convert those cash buyers to private lenders. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Awesome, Tom. Yeah, so Tom's already with InvestorCarrot through Joe McCall, which is great. Actually, let's see. Yeah, so I don't see why not, Tom. We'll have to connect after this because if I gather it right, Guys, we have some of the biggest names in the market who can build their own websites, are using ours for their high-end coaching students because they work so well. And Tom, reach out to me and let's see, because I'm not sure if you have our sites already and you're just wanting those bonuses or what. Let me know. Totally. So David's saying, can I create a website as a realtor that specializes in probate? 100% yes. So what you'll need to do, David, is you'll need to probably select one of our cash buyer or seller websites and dive in and just customize the content to fit you. So you'll have to customize the content more than most people, but then you'll still be able to use our tools, everything else, just the content you'll need to customize for sure. Bill, yes, but no. To answer your question, Bill McKee. So the answer is yes, but no. A huge hunk of the code is our own, because this is insanely, it's basically our own software now. So, but we did use that as the foundation, correct. Maverick's asking, how long is the offer valid? So this particular offer, if you go to oncarrot.com/special, that offer is valid. So the first 7, that's offer until the first 7 are gone, which that might already be gone. But the offer is valid through Sunday night this week. Okay, so it's Thursday right now. So it's going to be Sunday night. We're going to put out a replay for this tomorrow or Saturday. The offer is going to be gone Sunday. And then, like I'm saying, this is not a false scarcity ploy, but we are raising prices. We're eliminating certain plans, and we're raising prices in about 2 weeks. So if you were to wait for 2 weeks, then you're going to have to pay almost double the price. And if you wanted the plan that's $49 a month, you're only going to get one website. But right now, you can take advantage of our current pricing at the low prices. You're going to also get our weekly mastermind calls that we do every single week, where I dive into stuff every single week and we'll answer your questions live. And I teach something every single week. And that's something that is not going to be available in the future, except for people who are paying $100 a month or more. But you're getting that right now with the low rate. Bill, the answer to custom plugins, no. But you can come to us because, like I said, most of the software is custom to us where we developed it. So if you're adding custom plugins in there, we don't know if it's friendly to all this stuff. But if you reach out to us and say, hey, here's what I would love the system to do, we're always looking for feedback. And if it's something that makes sense for most people, we will likely build it in. Okay, so hit us with feedback on that. Jeff, I have a question about integrating with my yet to be created EXP Realty WordPress site. Man, I have no clue what that is. So you're gonna have to fill me in a little bit more. Awesome, Jim. Welcome aboard, man. Lynn says, do you do Facebook or other social media pages tracking? So what we do, Lynn, is we know where traffic is coming from our customers, so we can tell where the traffic is coming from. We're going to be releasing statistics on your dashboard that are going to be more detailed, so you'll be able to tell where your traffic is coming from, not just the number of visitors. But all of our websites and all of our lead pages, if you wanted to set up let's say a custom tab in Facebook that has a squeeze page on that custom tab, all of our pages are Facebook friendly. So they're secure, which in order to create a custom tab in Facebook, that page has to be secure. It has to have the HTTPS after it. So yes, you can use our website to create custom tabs. And there are some very simple to use custom tab builders out there, and we can point your way. Jim, I don't know, man. I'll have to take a look to see if you're in there. But either way, guys, like I said, even for people who are not in the first 7, you get a free book or a carrot, right? That's really, really cool. We give prizes on our weekly mastermind calls quite a bit. But in the end, you're here to change your life, to change your business. And if this is something that will help you, and being a part of a community like this, it's empowering, that we're continually helping you guys on a weekly basis with mindset, with making you more effective. That right there is worth it enough to jump ship from something that's not working for you. And or we had an investor out of Birmingham, highly experienced investor doing a lot of deals. They have a big team of people. They built their own websites that look awesome. He actually owns an SEO company. They ditched all 4 of their websites, moved them all over to Carrot at the start of the year, and they're generating more leads because it works so well. John, when did you say was the last day to get all the bonuses? When this special goes away on Sunday, okay? But like I said, for people tonight, if you join tonight, you're going to get an extra bonus where we're going to dive in and actually dissect your specific strategy. You can hop on a call specifically with me and or Aaron from our team, and we'll walk you through personally what you need to do stuff. And that's people who join tonight, and that'll be a 20-minute strategy session. Kim, awesome question. She says, when going virtual to other states, do we have to buy those sites again for each state? That's up to you on your strategy. So if you're choosing to narrow your domain down really far to make your domain state specific, then yes. So you'll want to make sure that, of course, that each state has a domain that is applicable to that state. But if you're going to make your domain more broad, the answer to that is no. So you can use our system. We actually have something that we've been doing for customers, and we can teach you. We call it the multiple location system. And essentially, what we've done is we've replicated what Zillow, what LoopNet, what those big national websites are doing to generate really high search engine rankings with one website. So LoopNet.com is one website, but they have tons of pages that are ranking insanely well for every market in the country. We show you how to do that with Carrot if you want to do that, or we can do it for you. So as long as you make your domain not state specific, yes, you can you can use your website for multiple markets. Colette, for sure. I'm actually not a part of that anymore. I sold my half to Patrick on that, but it's still a great program. Can you read the list of the first 7? I don't have access to that right now. I can look it up after the call though. Great question, Andre. So Andre's saying, and I know RealFlow is going through a launch right now. I know the team at RealFlow really well. So Andre's saying, how does Carrot compare to RealFlow in a side-by-side comparison? Really, we're kind of like apples and oranges, right? So RealFlow is what they call an all-in-one. They're trying to be an all-in-one system, right? They're trying to. One second, let me turn on my light in my office. It's getting dark. So RealFlow is what they call an all-in-one system, and they're trying to do websites. They're trying to do leads that they pipe in, which are essentially leads that are just out of the public record, or they buy leads from a lead service and pipe them in. They are trying to be a CRM. They're trying to be a direct mail thing, similar to Freedom Software. Like trying to do all these things, and they do some of them really well. One thing that I really like about RealFlow is their CRM. They have their deal analyzer in there. That their CRM is awesome, and we're never going to try to compete with any of those guys on CRM, because what our philosophy is at Carrot is we're focusing just on one thing. We focus on being the best in the world at inbound marketing for the real estate market. Okay. And when you're trying to do everything, like when there's a website system out there, when there's a software system that's trying to do everything, what ends up happening is you end up being decent at everything, or being bad at these things but good at those and whatever. So what we're doing is focusing all of our efforts to help you get more traffic and get more leads, and then we're focusing on being as user friendly to combine, to integrate our system with other systems out there. So if you wanted to use a different CRM like Podio, or if you wanted to use a different email system, or if you wanted to use Salesforce or Zoho, then you can integrate our system with that. Okay, so it's like apples and oranges. Our website system is light years ahead of theirs. We have people coming over from RealFlow all the time, but at the same time, our CRM, we don't really have one. We have a lead database, and we never will have one. But we integrate with people who have great CRMs. And also RealFlow, same thing. I love them. I love those guys to death. Great people, great company. We have weekly live mastermind calls. We're continually testing and tweaking and improving people's websites. Every single change we make is based on data. The change that most other companies make is based on they just want to get the user more options, which oftentimes is not the best thing for the user. Warren, about the quick start package, email us at support. So supports@oncarrot.com. So support@oncarrot.com. After you join, email us there. And if you want the quick start package where we'll dive in for $150 and we'll go through those 13 points with you, we'll get the information from you, then we'll update your site for you. Then you can do that. So support@oncarrot.com. Can we do a site that will help me expand my real estate appraisal business? Same thing, Tom. We do not have an appraisal website, but if you wanted to update the content and use our tools, then yes, you can. Kelly, how many websites do you get? So with this plan for the $49 a month, you get 3 websites. Okay. If you want extra websites, we have some people with 5, 6, 7 different websites for a bunch of different purposes. If you wanted extra websites, you can reach out to us on support, and it's just a per website fee, and it's very, very affordable. Okay. That's something that we're raising the price of that soon as well. But I believe right now, if you're in the pro plan, after that, it's $10 to $15 a month extra per website. So you've got 3 with this plan, the pro plan, and then if you wanted more, it's just another $10 or $15 a month extra. Okay, cool. Al, so Al is asking, are you guaranteeing no price increase in the future? You know what, man? So we have zero intentions on raising people's price that are in a plan that they're in currently. Do I want to guarantee that forever? I don't think anyone would say that they can guarantee forever that they can keep their prices the same, because of course our costs increase and all that kind of stuff. 20 years down the road, would we maybe, if everything changed in the internet world and we had so much more legal regulations and all kinds of stuff that we can't predict now, and we had to raise our prices, then that's a potential. But we have zero plan at all to raise people's plans once they're a customer. Okay. So when we're doing this price increase in a couple weeks, that will not affect people who are already customers. You're still going to be grandfathered into your plan, and that's our intention for the life of your plan. That's our full intention. So no, if we do price increases, it's going to be for new members, okay, for people who are joining after that price increase. But like I said, I don't want to say, can I guarantee forever that we'll never raise our prices, because there might be something out there on the horizon that we just don't even know that could just totally jack up our cost to do business that we can't even predict today. But we don't see what that would be. Todd, great question. What if there are several other investors that are using InvestorCarrot already? So great question. We get that question a lot. And my answer to that is what is your other option, right? So if your other option is to use something that doesn't work as well, then is that a good choice for you? So your other option would be to go out there and get another website system. And if it's better than ours, awesome. I'd love to hear about it so we can improve ours. If your other option is to have a web developer develop one, then that's your choice. So it's custom. But what you can do with InvestorCarrot, I mean, you can customize the heck out of your websites. You can customize all of your content if you want to, but we don't suggest that most people do, because the content is written to convert. And now you've got the search engine optimization thing. If there's 10 people in your market and no one has changed their content, then I would suggest that you change some of your content a little bit, so Google doesn't look at it as a duplicate website. Okay, and there are things that we are doing in our back end to combat that stuff. And we're coming out with different versions of seller sites, so it's not the same site all the time. But that's my answer: is look at Carrot as a tool, and you can customize the tool to be unique if you want to. But what most people do is, and really, that's really only if you're concerned about the SEO side a lot, and you have no intention of changing the content on your website at all. If you're just going to go get Craigslist ads, if you're just going to go do Google pay-per-click, you could launch your website today and start doing pay-per-click ads tomorrow, not change one thing except for attaching a domain name, and it doesn't matter, because very rarely will the same buyer or seller stumble upon a Carrot's website in the same search session. John, awesome question. So John's saying, I haven't seen anything that the property that shows what the property listing feature is. 1 second here. So I'm not sure if she's got. So I'm just clicking here, properties for sale. She's chosen on her website by default, guys. When you set up a cash buyer website, this properties for sale link goes to a squeeze page, because we found with multiple tests and heat maps that this is the link that gets clicked the most when people land on the website. And we figure you might as well convert them as a lead. But right now she's got hers just going straight to the property listing. And this is one of the things that we're revamping a lot here shortly. Okay, so this is going to have a full overhaul sometime this summer. But right now you click in here, and this is a property she sold. So you can upload a picture there. You can put whatever content you want here, put in the price, Google Map, if Google does have a map for that address. Let me see if they have a street view for it. For some reason, there wasn't a Google Map there, but street view, so you can see this is the property. So there's a street view. Your cash buyer can look around. They can see what's across the street, down the street, the whole thing. Okay. Let's go ahead and bounce out of here. Property listing details. There's some social media sharing stuff there. And then she doesn't have any property pictures down here, but you can upload as many property pictures as you want to that pop up in a property gallery. Okay. And it's really simple to put that in. Like I said, we are revamping this a lot. So we would love people's feedback as you go, saying, hey, it'd be really cool if the property listing feature did this. So we can build it in if it makes sense. Okay, so Jeff, I left the same. Okay, cool. Yeah, if you left a message on email, we'll connect with you for sure. Because yeah, our support staff goes home at 5 p.m. Pacific. Colette, she wants a carrot. You got to dance. You got to dance for it, Colette. Okay, cool, Kim. Cool. Yeah, we'd love to have you aboard. Wilbur, so awesome question saying, can your website system be state specific like motivated sellers in California? Yes, 100%. Okay, so when you sign up, what you're going to do is you're going to tell our system where your location, where you invest at. Okay, so let's say you say California, the whole state. We're going to automatically populate your website with that word, California. We buy houses, California, sell your house fast in California. So hers is state specific. She wants to go state specific. And then what some people do, guys, is using that location specific system, the LoopNet strategy that I talked about that we can set up for you. It'll cost a couple $100, and we can set up 10 to 15 location specific pages, or we'll just show you how to do it, and you can do it yourself for free. What you can do is if you have a Colorado page, now you go and create separate sub pages on your website, and we show you how to do it. It's crazy simple. It'll take about 2 to 3 minutes per page, and you customize a couple things on it to be specific to that page. And let me show you this. So this is one up in Pennsylvania. So if you go to Google and type up we buy houses, Berks County. Okay, so that's a county in Pennsylvania. So right here, here's a customer's website right there. So that's ranked number 1. A customer site. Let's see. This is a relatively new customer site. So that's their site. It's inching up there. So that's their main homepage, right? So if you were to equate this as let's say that you had a website that was sellyourhousefastcalifornia.com. Okay. So then what you do is similar to them. They set up a website that was specific to a county, so Berks County, and then they paid us the $200 to go through and create these 10 pages. They paid a little bit more to do more that are specific to a location. And this is kind of like the LoopNet strategy. So there's one for Wyomissing, Pennsylvania. Okay, Wyomissing Hills. So when someone goes to Google and types that, oops. So Wyomissing, I think I typed it wrong. Yep. So we buy houses Wyomissing. You can see just by creating that page in our system, because how our system is really optimized and the way that we teach you how to do it, the way that we did it, they're ranked number 1 for one of their pages. They're ranked number 2. That's another one of our customers right there. Let's see. What's another one of their cities? Sinking Springs. Now, are these phrases getting searched a ton every month? No. But what we're talking about here is swarming the market and being everywhere. Okay, so we buy houses Sinking Springs. I'm not sure if they're on this page or not, but yeah, so they're on page 1 there. They need to bump that one up a little further. So yes, you can totally create a website that's state specific and then create pages that are community specific. Yep. Warren, do we integrate with Zoho? Yes, we do. Kim, love to rent to own seminar. Yeah, that's not our business, but we do have a lot of customers doing rent to own. So that might be a training course that we could put out where we work with our Carrot customers and say, hey, what's working for you with rent to own? Because people are crushing it with our rent to own websites to get tenants. Yeah, so Andre, great question. Is it possible to integrate Carrot with RealFlow? Yes. So you could use our websites and then you could use their forms. One problem was their forms, their old forms anyway, were so hard to use and so limiting that when people tried to do it, it wasn't worth it because their forms were just terrible. I don't know if they've updated their forms in this release. I hope they have, because that would make it easier for people to do that. Warren, can you point your domain to Carrot from HostGator? Wherever you bought your domain name from, we'll give you instructions. Like we have this whole help section. So if you go to help.oncarrot.com, that's our help section with our tutorials and stuff. And we have a bunch of videos that walk you through how to update your domain. And HostGator, we have a tutorial in there, Namecheap, GoDaddy, all kinds of stuff. And you can hit us up on live chat for help. Maverick, when doing the quick start package, do we generate the content? So you'll generate the content. So we'll ask you a bunch of questions. You'll send us the information. So that's all you have to do is just send us information. And we will take that content and put it where it needs to be and do things on the website where it needs to go. If you want us to create content for you, we do have a plan. It's a separate plan, which is one of the things that we're going to be releasing when we change our prices. That's the $100 a month plan that we're going to be coming out with, is a content plan, basically where we are writing about 20 to 30, it's closer to 30 now, articles a month that are optimized based on search phrases that people are typing in, buyers, sellers, tenants every month. And in this plan, if you wanted content, that plan, you can go in there and pick content packs that we write each month. I want all this content for sellers. I'm going to queue it on my site, schedule when it to go out, and it's going to be personalized for your location. If you wanted to, you can upgrade to that plan when that comes out, if you wanted us to do ongoing blogs and stuff like that for you. What's the new pricing structure when it's going to come out? Basically, the $29 a month plan is going away, $39 a month plan is going away, $49 a month plan is going to be one website with less features than it currently has. The higher price plans, there's going to be a $1,000 a month plan, which we already have people on that, where we actually do the SEO for you, where we actually do pay-per-click for you and manage that. And there's a couple plans in the middle where it's the content plan that I mentioned, where we actually write content. It can be personalized toward your website. You can publish it whenever you want. Jason, can you integrate with any third-party CRM? If that CRM integrates with a service called Zapier, so Zapier.com, if that CRM integrates with Zapier.com, then yes. And also, if that CRM will let you create embeddable forms, so web forms that you get an embed code, then yes, you can swap out our forms for those really easily. Yeah, so Maverick, we do have content for rent to own that is part of that new content plan we're rolling out here shortly. Andre, what's the cost to add customized features to your sites? It really depends on what you're looking for. Andy, do we have postcards and other marketing materials? No, but we are working on partnerships with places that will do that, but no. Note buying website, not yet, but that's coming out here shortly, Stephen. John, integrating with those, I actually talked with the owner and founder of that system, and I honestly don't know if they will let you create an embeddable web form. Then yes, then you can put that web form on our websites, but otherwise no. So Tom, when will InvestorCarrot offer a CRM system to become a one-stop shop? So we will improve our CRM. We already have plans and things that we kind of on our development plan to do eventually. But like I said, we're focusing on becoming the best inbound marketing tool on the market, help you get traffic better, help you convert those leads better, and then helping you integrate with other CRMs that are already massive and awesome. You can already integrate with a lot of other CRMs that are going to be way better than anyone in the real estate space can probably create. But we will improve it, and I don't really have a date on that. But in the end, it's the best CRM that I've found the high-end investors are using, guys, is a thing called Podio, Podio.com. And actually, a guy named Joe McCall is kind of like the Podio expert right now on how to use it. Guys, that thing is insane. It's not real estate specific, okay? It's a general CRM. But the way that Joe teaches and the way that he has it set up, some of the biggest investors around are moving over from established CRMs and moving over to Podio using the way that Joe has it set up. And you can integrate Carrot with Podio using a service called Zapier.com and just connect with us afterwards if you want to see it. Ken, great feedback, man. I'd love for you to hit us with that feedback because that's exactly what we're looking for. Yeah, just connect with us, Tom, on the appraisal thing. So Wilbert, great. I was late. Can I get how much? Can I get the how much it is for the 49 a month with 3 websites to start at a lesser price? So here's tonight's special package. And I've got a jet here in a few minutes, guys, because um, I need to get home to the kids and family. But so this package is $199 today. That gets you our 3 lead per day training, which our most successful customers, guys, have this training. It teaches you everything that we know on how to get traffic to your websites. Even if you don't want to do it yourself, you can give that to your virtual assistant, or you can go hire one and have them do it, or find someone on Craigslist in your area and have them apply that stuff for you. Then we're going to get you the post to profits training with Craigslist, which walks you through how Cindy Dumeyer is generating hundreds of leads per month on Craigslist, buyers, sellers, and tenants. She's closing deals every month from sellers from Craigslist, and we're going to give you that in this training. This training right here, some other things, and like I said, this package is $199 today. You're going to get all this stuff in a package, and then it's only $49 a month for 3 websites. And like I say, you're going to get this price increase guarantee where you're not going to, if you buy today, you're going to get in at the low prices. Wait a week or two, then the 49 a month plan is only going to be 1 website if you join in a couple weeks, and the 29 and 39 a month plans are going to be gone. One thing too, guys, if you get into InvestorCarrot and you're, let's say, a month in, 2-3 months in, you're like, heck, I set up 2 websites and I love it, and that's all I need. You can come back to us if you wanted to. If you're only using 1 website, if you come back to us in the next month or so, you can't do it in a year because those plans won't exist in a year. They won't exist in 3 weeks. But for you guys, if you came back in a month and said, what, I just need 1 website, I'd like to downgrade to the 29 a month plan, we will honor that for you within that first 30 days. After that, then you're going to be locked in at the insanely awesome price of $49 a month, which gives you 3 websites, which is a huge discount over our pricing that we're going to be coming up with here shortly. Jason, can you embed HTML? Yes. You can embed all kinds of tracking code on there, all kinds of stuff. One thing, if you're wanting to do that, Jason, you need to reach out to us. We will activate a feature in your system, and you'll be good to go. Kim, awesome thing. Kim saying, great stuff, already a member. You really need to run for president. You rock. Thank you. Jason, do you have any agent websites available? The answer is not technically, but kind of. So we do have real estate agents using it, but we don't have one fully available. But we do have a real estate agent site that we have built for a couple customers. And if enough people want it, we will spin that into one of our templates. So if that's something you are wanting, reach out to us, and that's something that we could get going for you. Okay. Kim, yes, Kim, it is. It is. It is, but we're going to be adding more and different stuff to it. So that's the foundation of it currently, and we are going to be adding some different stuff to it. Garcia, the specials right here. So $199 today gets you all of these trainings, which and then plus, basically, guys, what happens is if you were to go join InvestorCarrot outside of this special, you could join today at this moment for $49 to get that same pro plan. Okay, and then inside of your account, you could pay $99 for the 3 lead per day training. You could pay another $99 for the post to profits training. But what's going to happen is you're going to be paying an extra $50. You're not going to get these extra bonuses we're talking about. And if you wait for, let's say you wait for 3 weeks to buy the 3 lead per day training or the post to profits training, we're going to be raising those prices also. Okay, so this is basically kind of like a last hurrah this last week or two of this package. We're bundling it all together, giving you a discount for coming in right now and giving you extra bonuses to reward you basically for hopping in. So, Steven, with a video on a lead page, doesn't it rank higher on Google? It depends. It really depends. The video, if it's a YouTube video, Google likes that for sure. They definitely like that. But will that make it rank higher every time? No. But they definitely like it. Steven says, Jake does an awesome job. So that right there, guys, I'm going to take that. I'm going to go over here to our thread of awesomeness. Oop, that was already in there. Cool. Awesome, guys. Thanks for the feedback, Steve. Well, shoot, guys, if that's it, head over here to oncarrot.com/special. And like I said, the first 7 will get a Carrot Bud or a Forever Cash book. This book is guys, this book right here, if you follow it, it could make you hundreds of thousands or millions if you take it to heart. The Carrot Bud's just really cool. So head over there to join, guys, oncarrot.com/special. That special is going to be gone on Sunday, okay? And if you sign up tonight, we're going to throw in an extra bonus of anyone who signs up tonight before midnight Eastern time, which is coming up here shortly. Then you're going to be able to set up a one-on-one dive call with us for 20 minutes, me and or Aaron from our team. And we'll answer your questions one-on-one. We will help you chart out your strategy for the next 45 days. Okay. And that right there alone, I do consulting on a side basis. And my biggest client, it's a $500 million a year company. And we are on retainer for a good high 4-figure a month retainer. And my hourly rate is $500 an hour. But the thing is, I know that when I love spending time with our customers. So if I was to bill that time out, it'd be $100 or so. And that's a real bonus. That if you take what we dive into that call that you're going to get if you join tonight to heart, that alone could make you thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars. So oncarrot.com/special, guys, this is your last chance. Hop in, hit us with questions, and thank you guys very much. Have an awesome rest of the day. Awesome, Steve. I see some comments popping in here still, guys. So awesome, Steve. Welcome aboard, man. And before we go, guys and gals, everyone on here, if you can get, I want to get some more stuff to put in the thread of awesomeness. So hit me with some quick feedback. If there was one tip that you really loved from today's call, throw that tip in there and let us know how much you love that tip. If there was something that you just were inspired a little bit more by today's call, or you're looking forward to Carrot and you're really looking forward to the partnership that we're going to have moving forward, throw that in right now. And I want to get 10 of those. There's one right there. Tom, I don't know yet. I don't have access to that right now because I would have to go to this other page that I have to log into essentially our order system. Steve, contact support to get the special. You would to get the special, you would go here to purchase. You're already a customer though, correct? Okay. Reach out to us, and technically this special was for tonight, but for tonight only people who joined tonight. But reach out to us, and we'll see what we can do. Yeah, exactly. I better say goodbye. Thanks, Tom. Tom says, I hear your wife. Thanks, man. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. oncarrot.com/special. If you don't join Carrot now, it's going to cost you more later, and you're going to be kicking yourself in about 6 months seeing your competition take your rankings and take your leads when you had the chance to jump ahead of there. So thanks, guys. We'll talk soon.